tell the truth, and shame the devil. I love being black. All right, people, this is live, uncut, unedited. I know we're a few minutes late, but I don't know too many black people that be on time except me.
Not too many. I was on time. You
Yeah,
gotta
you
give
was
me
on
credit.
time. Yeah,
Give
you
me
was on
credit.
time.
Y'all, listen,
My
I've
best
been
friend.
laid out for 6 days,
How
y'all.
are you
This is the
feeling,
first time I'm
Sherry?
up.
Uh,
I am better. I'm better.
Okay. You look better. You look
yeah, you so
good.
Thank
much
you.
better. Yeah,
Woo.
so much better.
Y'all, I was telling, look, Sunday, I was like, let me comb my hair and stuff in case these funeral people have to come up in here and get me. At least I'll be cute.
Oh no,
Listen, girl.
we're gonna let you die. You ain't. We got a mission to do. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we got a mission to do. I tell you. Listen, I appreciate you guys for coming on. I've been trying to get y'all come on for the last couple of days, but I know Sherry been sick. We've been waiting on you. I finally got you.
Who,
Got
me?
you. No, not you, Vivian. I'm
Oh,
talking
I was
about
about to say
Sherry.
I'll
No,
be
you good. You was
available.
all good. You was all
Yeah.
good. You all good.
Yeah.
Now listen, people. Now we're not taking no calls today, so don't come over here calling no number because it ain't gonna happen.
No.
It's not gonna happen. This is between us three, and we're gonna talk. Now, if we feel like reading some comments, we can do that, but we don't have to. We just gonna talk because you guys are two residents. Is so many non-residents always calling in, raising HELL. Ain't that right, Sherry? That don't
True.
live there, don't know how it started. They just came on board the last year, 6 months, 8 months, all that. These two young ladies here, they was there from the beginning, from the start of it. So who better than I can interview than these two? And I'm just telling y'all, I'm just keeping it real. So we're
Absolutely.
not just going to talk about Dalton politics. We're going to talk about how it got started, how the movement got started. Because we don't want nobody to take credit for it, and they wasn't around that long. So we gonna tell the truth and shame the devil. So
Absolutely.
I need about 10 to 15 more shares, and I need about 10 more likes. Then I'll be ready to get started.
I didn't even share it yet, but I can
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, okay. Don't worry about it. You get a chance,
All
and we
right, later on. Yeah.
yeah.
She
If,
ready.
if y'all
Vivian
want
ready.
to,
Get her.
y'all
You know, I stay ready,
yeah,
so I don't have to get ready.
y'all can
Listen.
say hi to some of the people. Tell them to
Hello,
say,
everybody. I
yeah.
gotta put my glasses
Hey,
on, y'all,
Sheila.
because I can't see.
You better put them
Hardly.
Hey,
glasses on.
Tamora. Hey, Carol.
Put them
Tamora.
glasses on
Yo
so you can
Yo.
see.
I'm a little blind.
Okay,
So
that's
Kimmy.
okay. That's okay.
Nisha.
let me put these
Hey,
on.
y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody that I can't see y'all names yet. I gotta.
All
Okay.
right.
Woo.
So
Hold on
holler out
here.
some of y'all are fans. Some of y'all got some fans out there, and yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Good. I'm tired of these out of town people always got something to say. It won't be there tonight. They won't be on here tonight. Trust me. No
But
phone
you
calls.
It's
you
so
know what though?
irritating.
Go
I
ahead.
will say this though.
Yeah.
It's not it's not bad when with because we have gotten a lot of help
No, I
from
know that. I understand that.
outsiders. But yeah, but some people they just don't get it, and they come in and they don't pay attention and they don't know. And not only that, they don't know anything about politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you don't know anything about politics, you just see her, and then you see people fighting to get her in line. People just come up with their own scenario, and it's just not necessarily true
Yeah.
or
Mm-hmm.
correct, I should say.
I just say that my opinion on I love the outsiders. I love that they have
Hmm.
helped bring this movement to a broader spectrum, right?
Right.
Because it was just us, but now it's nationwide. This is one of the biggest movements that you've seen in a long time when it comes to government. And it's great that everybody have stood in and helped Dalton and helped Thornton Township, because without them, we probably would not be where we're at
I
today.
believe that.
However, it's some of them, like she said, that came in the last minute that don't know the history of what we've been fighting for and how our fight started, to understand that we have been doing a lot of the work already. And a lot of things have started really with Sherry. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
going to be very honest. That's how I met her.
Mm-hmm.
And this was in the very, very beginning stages of Hinyard taking office. So
Mm.
yes.
Hmm. All right, I want to give a shout out. Somebody sent me a super sticker. All right, Carol Moulton. All right, and hey, but Sherry, tell me how it all got started. Tell me how it all originally got started. Cause see, let me just say this before you start. Now, I put up a post. Remember when the recall post? Y'all put that post up. Recall.
Mhm.
Now I put that post, and I said, "Do y'all remember this?" So a lot
Mhm.
of people, I got a lot of backlash against that. But first of all, this is my page. I can put up whatever I want when I want.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
Mhm.
say that. You know, then they put a picture of me and Tiffany, and I hit like. Oh, I said, nice picture. But then I put up another one of me and Tiffany. I said, I like this one better. Now what?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Right.
I did. I ain't mean to make y'all laugh, but you know,
No, it's funny though because everybody keeps saying that we were friends or cool with Tiffany at
Mhm.
some point, and now we're the traitors.
Well,
But
yeah, that's what they do.
it what happens is that you wake up and you see the light sometimes. Sometimes people don't. But we woke up very early on and saw
Mhm.
the light and what the damage that she was already starting to do when she took office. So there's a big difference between staying on board with criminal activity and jumping off the train as soon as you can so you won't be involved in the mess.
mm-hmm,
Exactly. And people, it's so many people who say, I knew she wasn't capable of being a mayor from day one. Well, those people don't know that we had, and speaking on, like you said, how did it get started? We had a mayor that people wanted out, and she, nobody wanted to run. We wanted um, just Jason to run. Jason for his own personal reasons, and they're his personal reasons because somebody was actually like, well, wow, what is the reason? It's personal. He didn't want to
Absolutely.
run, he didn't run. And we all thought that collectively with Jason and his supporters like Vivian and Valerie and Mary Avant, and just all of us getting together and collectively trying to keep this crown on this girl's head and help her, she would do the right thing. But she had her own plans, and you don't know a person's agenda until you know it. But how it started was from day one, and when I say day one, for me it was when she won. Well, actually, I kind of was being forewarned during the primary,
mm-hmm,
but we still had we stuck through it and tried to just hang in there because we knew that she was going to take the once she got the primary, we knew she was going to win the election. It was no if and buts about it.
Yep.
We knew she was going to win, so we were like, okay, well, let's try to, I don't want to say put a leash on her, but put a leash on her. Let's try to do that. And Maki San, he was like, listen, she's not going to do the right thing, because he quit right, uh, I think the day of or the day before the primary. So he was done, and he was working on her campaign from Texas. So we got together and we started saying, what can we do? And they were already on board to see, as soon as the first week when she spent all that money, it was like, oh God. And she just outright lied and said that um, she was getting money for certain things, and she had spent more money than she was allowed to for her inauguration, which wasn't
Hmm.
necessary, because in actuality she could have paid for her own party and just been sworn in at the regular board meeting like most mayors. But it all started because we were tired, and how it got to the internet. And I know Vivian is going to be proud of me because
Absolutely.
I don't like to.
She don't like to brag, so I brag for her. But
She
yes.
do, she do, and I'll be like, no, because I'm not looking for people to say yay, Sherry, or anything like that. I just feel like I'm doing what's right. Um, and I've made a lot of friends during this, and so I can't, I'm not mad at it. I don't feel like I made too many sacrifices because it's supposed to be done. But just like when Alexis Wilson was murdered, and you guys came to town with Camilla and
I
Latrice.
was there. I was
That's what
there.
I'm saying. You guys,
Yeah, right.
they were looking for people in Dolton to stand with them and support them. And, I said, hey, I'm going to do that. We needed somebody to start telling our story in Dalton, because I felt like we were just getting buried. And no, we knew people in higher places,
Thank you, Angie.
government, weren't paying us any attention.
Mhm.
So with that being said, I started reaching out. Somebody told me about Edgar County Watchdogs, John Kraft, and which they're two guys, by the way, and they started here in Illinois, like busting politicians, and then they started like moving throughout the country. A lot of people enlist them, and so I was sending him emails and calling him, and it felt like he was never going to call me back.
I remember.
Yeah, I used to go on looking at YouTube platforms, and I would see some people report on her. I would get in their comments and just see how they roll. And Hannibal was the first person to interact with me, and he made a statement that really stuck with me. And because everybody were dogging out the residents of Dolton, and he said, well,
Thank you, Tennille.
could have made a mistake voting for her. They didn't necessarily know what she was going to do. And I always say this: you don't know a person's agenda until you see it, or there until they show you. And either you deal with it, you try to correct it, or do what we did. We said we're not taking this anymore. So I reached out to different YouTubers. I started sending letters and emails to the Attorney General, to Kim Fox's. Anybody that would listen. I was calling the FBI, public access counselors, any and everybody that would listen. And then, Dan Lee, he would go, hey, Sherry, in his Dan Lee voice, what can I do to help you? And he started helping. And then I was talking to Thelma, and she was recovering because COVID almost killed Thelma Price.
Hold it. Somebody said Jed brought the village to light. World Star.
Well, so for that, when he came on, he gave the village, he was hyping us up, he was getting us moving. Everybody did something. When I met Vivian, she's really good friends with Jason. And so, Jason grew up down the street from where I live now. So did Vivian. And I met her, and I saw her. I used to see her on social media, and I said, she's real passionate. And then, we started talking, and, so everybody brings something to the table, and we just started working together, and we just did it. And but
this is the beginning phases.
This is the beginning phase.
Towards the end of it, but she's talking about almost 4 years ago. And so then we're talking about how anybody even got to being able to speak out for this platform, because without what she did, it wouldn't even be where it is at now. So not taking credit away from nobody else, but you got to give credit to where credit is due. And she is one of the ones that really started getting everything into play, because without her doing what she did and sending the letters and reaching out to certain political figures and stuff like that, we wouldn't be where we're at now. So you have to understand that Sherry is one of the pioneers of this fight, and she is one of the ones that really got the movement going. And there's a lot of things that she did that nobody probably even know that she did, because she's not going to brag on herself. Understand that that's how I met her, is because I was fighting alongside by myself, but I didn't know the work that she was really doing. So she is very valuable in this fight, because without her, and without her reaching out to everybody else that she reached out to even get the momentum going, we wouldn't be where we're at today. But I'm gonna let her finish.
Hey, Sherry, real quick. You remember, Sherry, we had the conversation. We was at the I got stuff on my remember on 87 in the city of Chicago when Karen Hicks, the few good women, right? That
Okay.
gave out, yeah, the great women. It's good, a great that gave out awards that day.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, look at listen, and you had to talk with me. You was like, Martin, I'm not feeling Tiffany. That's what you
Mm-hmm.
told me. You said I
Mm-hmm.
ain't feeling it. That was in the beginning,
Yeah.
beginning. Sherry told me, and I'm like, I didn't know what she was going. I said, well,
That
they
was one. That was the. That was. She had just became mayor
right.
in May. That was at the end of May,
Yep.
You said that,
2021.
Sherry. Yep, you
Yep.
told me. We had that conversation. You said,
May
Martin,
2021. Yes.
I'm not feeling her. I'm not feeling. You was upset too. Now I was
Mhm.
like, what's wrong, Sherry? This fifth, I'm saying in my mind, But
Because at that time, I really didn't feel like she should be getting an award. And at the time, I was a part of that organization, and I felt like I just had to take one for the team because I knew in my heart that she was not gonna do right. I felt it, but we just, you know, for that, I just had to, sit there and suck it in. But back to how we got going, I reached out to you. I started reaching out to YouTubers and people in the media that I could, Dane Placco from Fox, because you remember you guys came out in November of 2021 and we did like a small protest to get rid of Dorothy Brown,
mm-hmm.
Yep.
um, Regina Waldrop, NBC, reaching out to her, just reaching out to people. And I had been getting um, some insight from a employee at the time, and he kept telling me that Dr. Nikita McGraw at the time, she's Cloud now, that Dr. Cloud was like, listen, she is not with they bullshit. He said, I'm telling you, I just really hope you guys talk. And he used to say the same thing about Carmen. And so she hadn't quit yet. And then Jim Giglio, rest in peace. He died from he succumbed to brain cancer. He was in Dalton politics, and I inboxed him because he was not afraid to call her out. And I'm just not used to let's just say white older men calling her out because they don't want to be labeled racist. But he
Right.
was like, I don't listen, she is doing the wrong thing. I don't care about any of that. So I
Yep.
inboxed him and I think I said something like, whoo, if you think she's doing bad now, wait, you should see what she's done in Dalton. And so he told me, I think you need to talk to Stephanie Wiedemann and another young lady. So reached out to them. And then Nikita quit. And I reached out to her. And I didn't think that she would answer that fast. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I just inboxed her and I said something and she bloop, it popped right back up. I was like, oh wow. And and we talked and she sent me she messaged me back and I just sent her my telephone number. And let's just say this started at about 5 in the morning. And when I hung up, it was like 11.
Hmm.
We talked for like 5 hours. We talked and talked, and then we just form a bond, and then we just started working together. And then we added some extra people, some people that we won't ever name because they do a
Hmm.
lot of work for us and stuff. And we just started working. We just
Mm-hmm.
really started working. And we started, people started just supporting us. And then, like I said, then I met Vivian and we became fast friends. And then you just meet good people along the way, and the people that are willing to do the work. And I mean, it's been good. I
Yeah.
mean, it's been long and it's been hard. Uh, but the thing that's most important for people to understand is Dalton this will change politics forever. It's going to change
Mm-hmm.
Illinois politics. It's going to change politics in the United States. And I'm just really glad to be on the right side of it.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is so important. And then I'm telling you, I have broke bread with some great individuals during this. You know, I
Mhm.
feel good about what we're doing. Um, and I just think that we are, people can try to dog Dalton out, but we can't be upset because we know what we've done. And so many people have so much to say about what we're doing, but they've done nothing. And I bet
Yep.
if you call them on the carpet right now, they can't tell you nothing about their town or where they live.
Mhm. Wow. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all hit them likes up. Hit them likes up. I remember doing at Lexus Wilson when we went to Tiffany House, which I didn't know where she lived at. So
Hmm.
I came out there, I record live and all that.
Hmm.
So from that point on, she had the security detail after that. After that, she
Hmm.
felt threatened after that. It's like she went into this mode, mode. I remember that. Then I heard she got mad at me because I fronted off her address. I didn't know where she lived at no way. Listen,
But you know what though?
I was
I'm
just
gonna
out
be
there helping the
honest with
Alexis
you.
Wilson family.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This might shock a lot of people, but that was an excuse. She needed security for other reasons. All those people she wasn't paying that campaigned for her, all those people and gang members and stuff that she promised homes out here in Dalton that she couldn't deliver on.
Ooh.
Because you got to understand, even though she still managed to get a few houses and stuff like that, listen, Miss Kiana Belcher receipts is on it. So a lot of the stuff that she's
Mhm.
been trying to do has been getting blocked.
Mm.
So if
Mm.
she needs security because she got them people that she promised a lot of people a lot of things.
Mm.
A lot of people never got paid that were supposed to get
True.
paid for working. You can't expect people to do everything in a campaign for free,
Hmm.
and they did
Mm.
not get paid. She wasn't supposed to promise jobs, but she was promising people jobs.
Yep.
And she only had 4 appointments, so you can't even promise a person a job when you only have 4 appointments. And you should be vetting those people and making sure it makes sense. So none of that was happening.
Mm. Sherry, let me
Hmm.
just say this. I played a neutral role in all this.
Hmm.
And really, I was done when I seen Tiffany ran in the brawl with a fighting. Now, I was the first one that I know of. Hold on. I was the first one that I know of asked Tiffany resign before. I'm talking about after that brawl. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I was like, oh no. See, my thing was I know Tiffany, but I wasn't a supporter of hers. But I was saying, I was like, man, she gave Jedediah what he wanted. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And I was upset at her. Now I wasn't even upset at Kamal. I didn't expect, but her as being the leader, the
Yeah.
CEO, the captain of the ship. You
Hmm.
can't. You got to hold your pole. You got to hold your pole or your portion. You have to hold yourself. And she just
Hey,
let herself. I was
listen,
I was outdone.
listen. Take it away, Vivian. You was there.
Listen, first off, yes, I was there. That brawl that ensued, she should not have, as a woman, jumped into a man's fight, first off. Um, she had enough security and enough guys there to handle whatever business that she needed to be handled. Kamal Woods never really had any leg in that fight. He should not have been, especially as an employee of Thornton Township, trying to instigate any situation when that is not, it's against their policies. The thing about that fight is that it showed us how much lack of leadership that she really have for the township, and how she really let her people run rapid and do whatever they want. So when he did get up to that podium and get them out of character, they fell for it. They
Mhm.
fell for it. And because they fell for it, it's consequences behind every action that you take. Even if he called her whatever he called her, you guys should have kept your composure. because you work for the
Yeah.
township.
Let
She
me
don't
see.
work there.
I did not agree with him calling her the B word. I
I
said it
didn't either.
publicly. I
I
said
didn't
it
agree
publicly.
with it.
I didn't agree with that.
I
Now,
didn't agree with it. But he did what he
I
had to
plead the
do to get
fifth.
her. He did.
oh,
See, she like he did what he had to do to get her out of character. That
mhm.
part I agree with. Yeah, sometimes you have to go very hard to and for others in order to get them out of that character, and that's what he did. When he called her out of her name, he knew that some reaction was going to happen. He might not thought that a brawl was going to ensue, but he knew that he was going to get a reaction, and he got the reaction that everybody has been waiting for, which to see her actually get out there and get into a fight. And I've been knowing that she was capable of doing that for a long time. It's just
Mm-hmm.
when was she going to do it?
But I kept hearing her say, "Don't run up on me." Now I always hear her say that.
She say
Don't
that
run up
all
on
the time.
me. So
And nobody is running up on her. She's
No,
delusional.
I can't even run, and she told me that. So it's pointless the things that she say at times.
I mean, I was just too done. I was like, man, everything that they said about her, she just ghetto. I'm ghetto, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, but I know when to hold and when to fold.
Absolutely.
I'm ghetto. I can get raggedy. I can get dirty. I can signify. I do
Abs-
all that.
We
Listen, I
all
was
can.
HR for over 12 years,
Mhm.
HR and leadership, and I know how to contain myself when I need to, especially in a work environment. And I've been in
Yeah.
stressful situations at work as an HR manager. But I have to be able to hold myself and hold my composure. That way I can do the job that I'm supposed to do, regardless of my feelings and what somebody else has to say to me. Because people have said some stuff to me as well while at work. But I know how to contain myself and
Mm-hmm.
not go there because it's
Mhm.
called professionalism. If you haven't worked in a corporate environment, like I'll say she have not, then she wouldn't understand what professionalism means inside of a
Mm-hmm.
work environment. So just that alone makes her not a good leader. But I digress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is. I don't know. And like they question me. Oh man, you going against Tiffany? I'm not going. I just put up the flyer. That's listen. First of all, I have a concern for the Dolton residents.
As
Some
you
people
should.
some people like Tiffany because she's cute to them. Some people like her because she's a black woman. I'm just giving you excuses. They don't care about what the records show. They're not even looking at none of that.
Yeah, a black woman and going against a whole black 90%,
Let,
95%
can
black
I address
town.
something real quick
Go
to
ahead.
Miss ZZ? What her name is? He also called me a bitch. So understand that I didn't deserve to be called one. So again, I've never got up on a podium and disrespected her and call her out of her name. So
Mhm.
you can say whatever you want to say about me and whatever you think is going on. However, I still didn't agree with him calling her out of her name and disrespecting her. Everything else he said I felt like was okay, but I didn't agree with him calling her the B word. And he called me a B word. Now that we talking about it, since you want to, have so much to say, he went on a rant and called me out of my name. So again, I don't agree with that. I know that I'm not a B word.
But
So
she called
again,
herself one.
absolutely,
She called herself one.
Mm.
absolutely. So again, thank you for pointing that out. But I've never
Mhm.
got on a podium and said anything or call her anything out of her name. So again, thank you
One
for
time
pointing
you
that out.
did. One time you did, Vivian.
What I call her?
You called her the B word.
I've never called her B word on the podium. Never.
Not
Pull
on
up the
podium. No,
transcripts.
but when you walk past, you called her
I
B.
said, I probably like, yeah, I said that about a lot of people.
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah,
that about that person that just said what I call her. So
right.
again, yeah, but I never would get out there and disrespect her in public for the whole
No,
public to see.
no,
That I
no,
didn't do, and that I would
no.
never do.
Uh,
I have
Mhm.
children, so I wouldn't do that on live in public for everybody to see and take myself out of character by disrespecting her that
right.
way. Now, do I want her to step down? Absolutely.
I first want to answer that.
Absolutely. But I never got up on a podium and call her out of her name. So
Mhm.
again,
Mhm. Yeah.
And for whoever that person is that's talking, it doesn't matter what you say because I don't even know you. You're probably not even a registered voter in Dolton. So
Ooh.
you can just leave me alone. I'm sure I've already blocked her because she's probably one of the trolls that's been trolling me since the incident that I've had with so-called person. But again, what I said and what everything that I told him, I stand on it, and it was facts. And he knows what was said, and he actually righted his wrong. So again, while everybody else has something to say to me about that situation, talk to him first. Because I've never got on any platform and called him out of his name. I never disrespected that man. I never did anything. He got mad because of something I said. But when I told him what the reason was behind what I said, he righted it. He righted his wrong. So again, I never did anything to that man. So y'all can keep attacking me if y'all want to. I'm just gonna keep blocking y'all. I don't care what nobody has to say when it comes to that situation and what I stand on. And I would never get out of on the podium and call that lady the B word. I would not, and I despise her.
But you know
So
what? It needs to
again,
be a rule all across the board. If you offend somebody in the public, you need to come. You don't need to go into them private and apologize. You need to get right back on your platform and apologize before everybody. See,
hello,
that's it. Because the
hello,
damage is done. You know the damage
hello.
done. See, I got done like that too. Folk lied on me, said they had receipts. I'm still waiting another year for the receipts. Never got apology, none of that. Never. But that's what people do. They
But
destroy your
it's just the
character.
trolls. It's not even the person. It's the
No, I
trolls
know it.
that he have that work so hard on his defense. And it's like y'all don't even know that we already cool. We agreed to disagree. So why is people still trying to drum up old stuff?
That's what they do, yeah.
So you know
That's
what
all
you
they doing is drumming up old
what,
stuff. They troll my YouTube channel. They
mhm.
always like bringing up stuff. You don't even know what's going on. So just stay out of it. We
So
Right.
cool. I
block
ain't
them.
said nothing else about said
Yeah,
person. We're talking
block them.
about how this fight started. And
Right.
everybody wants to give credit to somebody that was not there when the fight started.
Yeah.
So again, that's what we're talking about. That's the purpose of this. For that person that has something to say about somebody else, when we get into the year 3, then we can bring that person in. But right now, we're talking about how this whole movement began. And it's funny that people really want to insert somebody so bad, but they have their place. It's just not right now.
Mm-hmm.
What his place is not right now. It wasn't in 2020, 2021 when we were out there campaigning with her. So again, we're telling our story from how it started, not the end. This is the end. This is everything that has happened afterwards. We're talking about the beginning. But I just wanted to address that person because I feel like she's sitting here talking and trying to get a rise out of somebody, but she doesn't know the full story. If you don't know the full story, then just let it go. Talk to him. Don't talk to me because I'm not trying to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't blame you. See, listen, I don't blame you. People are out there messy. They come on my page. They got mad at me because I told them don't talk about Tiffany hairdo. Don't talk about if she sleep with a married man. Oh, they got mad at me. I don't want to hear that. I bring some receipts, some facts, and I'm cool with that. That's all,
Hello.
Sherry. Sherry, we talked about that. I'm cool with that. Whatever. Listen, that man ain't pulling no pistols on her to sleep with her, whatever they doing. I don't care about that. All I care about is the village of Dolton getting back on track, staying focused, all that going. That's what I care about.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
ignore this
Yeah.
Miss whatever person because whatever she's saying, does she even live in Dalton? Can she vote in Dalton? If you can't even vote in Dalton or you don't live in Dalton, then your conversation right now is pointless.
Now, what we have on the panel tonight, we have 2 residents that live in Dolton. Now, who better could tell the story than those that live in Dalton? Now, don't get me wrong.
And it's not even that we live in Dalton. We were there when it first started. We were there when it first started. So when you give me a chance to tell my story, I'll tell you how I came into the
Well,
picture.
tell it.
Okay, so with me, when it first started, Tiffany Henyard lived across the street from me from years. So that address that she has on State Street is right across the street from me. So again, I've been knowing Tiffany for years. I just never dealt with Tiffany because Tiffany was younger than me. So she was what, like 3 years younger than me. So again, that's why I never really dealt with Tiffany because I didn't know her. When Jason came to me to ask me to help him with his campaign, I was like, help you with your campaign? What? But he told me that, he has somebody that's running for mayor. And, I've been to the meetings previously because I used to work and I used to hire people. So I've been to like the board meetings and spoke out about trying to get someone, that's within the village to try and work for the transportation company that I worked for at that time. So again, when he came to me, I was like, okay, yeah, because that's like my brother. I've been knowing Jason since I was 10 years old. So me and Jason, we went to grammar school together. We graduated 8th grade from Roosevelt Junior High in District 148 together. So again, we went to Thornton together. So I've known Jason for a very long time. So since I've known Jason for a very long time, then my thing was with helping that, okay, well, yeah, I can help you guys. I can do whatever you need. So he introduced me to Tiffany. I was working at that time. I had a work from home job. Now remember, this was around the time when COVID just ended. So 2020 was COVID. We was all in the house, all locked up, everything. So 2021, this was around the time when, we can finally go outside. We can finally go outdoors. So when they said that only like 9% of the population voted, I know why. Because everybody was still scared of COVID at that time. So with me helping with their campaign, Jason and Tiffany came to me and asked me, do I want a job? And I was like, well, I worked already, but yeah, I entertained the idea. So they said that they needed HR. And so when Jed said, Jed, Lord, I'm reading this. Let me stop reading it. She don't even live in the village, but I act like I own it. It's funny that he have so many trolls on here that when I'm not trying to talk about you, Jed. I promise I'm not. But you have people in this chat that is really talking crap as if I haven't been here since day one. You understand what I'm saying? I helped this lady with her campaign. I helped her because Jason asked me to help her. When I helped her, I didn't understand the type of corruption that she was going to do to our village. So of course I helped her. Of course I helped the whole slate. I did phone calls. I did whatever I could to help everybody. And she won. She won. So we taking it back to her winning. After that, she won the generals. Then we went to the primaries. When we was at the primaries, I sat at the poll the whole day with Ronnie Burge. I sat in campaign and helped at the polls for the election day in April with Ronnie Burge. So when they talk about what I do and don't know, I was there helping. I was there helping. We only had Ronnie Burge, we had Riley Rogers, and Tiffany Henyard that ran total anyway. So we only had 3 candidates. We knew that Ronnie Burge was a plant. We knew that. So we couldn't let him get voted into office. We also knew that Riley Rogers, we felt like, okay, we need something new. And she worked as a trustee for 8 years. So that's what the change that we thought that Dolton would bring. And when they did that, we voted for her. We voted her into that seat. Right away, like Sherry said, my biggest thing with her was when she started spending all of that extra money on things that was not budgeted and was not planned and approved and just was doing what she wanted to do. So a lot of people don't know that I was fighting and arguing with people for years behind this. When I met Sherry was already on top and on board of a lot of stuff. The thing about me is when I had to end the fight because I had a tumor. A lot of people don't know that my health failed me. And I had to step back and go get surgeries after surgery after surgery. I had 4 brain surgeries. So understand that my fight was constant, but it was stopped. So for anybody else to tell me what I've been doing and what I haven't been doing, it's just discouraging, because
Enjoy. Don't fall.
that's what I've been through. I don't care what nobody else have to say. I know that I'm a registered voter in Dolton. That much I do know. I know that I was able to vote for every election. When I voted for Tiffany Hilliard, when I voted for the Thornton Township, I was able to do those votes because I am a registered voter in Dolton. It's just, it's sad that we put all of our efforts and all of our resources behind somebody that came in and actually bankrupt our village. That's my problem. That's my fight. And for anybody else that has something to say about our fight, it doesn't matter what you think or what your opinion is. I be at every board meeting. So if anybody has something that they want to come to me and address to me personally, meet me at the village board meeting.
Now we ain't gonna gang bang on here now.
I'm not gang banging. I'm just being truthful. Because at this point, everything is nonsense, because we agreed to disagree, and we've had I don't even speak on anything that has happened, because I never said that he didn't do anything for Dolton. But everybody wants to say that this person is the one that has done everything, but we've done a lot as well. So we're just talking on when this fight started. That's what we're speaking on. And it wasn't a lot of people there when we were arguing. Down politics was made in a room where we were all in at the same time, because of we was trying to get the information out there. A lot of people don't even understand the history behind Dalton politics and what we fought for and how we fought. We fought so hard for years. We had so many enemies for years because we were trying to bring to light the corruption that was happening in our village.
Okay.
But I digress.
All right. We won't be on boxing and all that, because this thing is not about Jed. It's about Tiffany.
It really isn't, and it's so funny that.
But you can't. But you know what?
It's so funny. That's why I ignore trolls, because it's just weird that people.
Let me just
people really have stuff to say that they don't even understand what happened.
See, that's why I didn't open up the phone lines, because I knew somebody gonna get on here. Some people, this is what they do. They run from live to live. If you say anything about a certain person, they run over there. So-and-so's going to talk about it. It's just gossip. It's messiness.
It is.
And
it's unfortunate, because this is why we look like we're so ratchet and ghetto and everything else. It's because we're so divided, and we're only divided because of people that don't even understand how this mess started.
Yeah.
That's the reason behind the division, is because people don't understand how this mess started. And it's people that would rather troll you than, because they feel like they should be able to control you. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
And you can't control my
this
narrative.
is what I do is I don't even pay attention. I don't even pay attention to the comments. So I don't see it. That like when you was saying that they was getting it in and going off. I don't know, because I ain't paying no attention.
Listen,
I'm
I'm
ignoring
pay attention
to it,
and I've been blocking it. It's just sad that, for people to try and make it seem like I'm something that I'm not. For people,
but you can't let that you can't listen to that stuff.
I can't. But it hurts sometimes. It hurts when a narrative is out there of you that is not of you.
Let me say this. Let me say this, and let me be very clear. It will take your focus away, even if you don't realize, because like right now, we just spent 20 minutes
talking about, and I couldn't even get my real story out there because I'm going to turn my chat off. I'm turning it off. Okay. Nobody else I will answer or respond to. I'm sorry. I apologize to everybody.
Turn the comments off.
Absolutely. I did.
Okay, so there you go.
I turned the comments off because there's some people's input is not even valuable to me.
Right.
It's not valuable to me, and it actually hurts. But I'm a big girl, and I'm okay with having any conversations directly with anybody about anything that they have a question about. And my whole focus is Clean House 2025. Let's vote her out. She cannot be the supervisor anymore. And we, as the residents of the village of Dolton, we have one chance to do something very historical, like Sherry said, which is to vote her out that seat. If we don't get her voted out of that seat, we're going to lose.
I got to ask y'all a question, you and Sherry. This is a serious question now. Don't get mad at me now. Now, what happens if Tiffany win this primary election? What's the next move? Next go? If, just saying if.
Then it's between her and Cassandra. That's the only two candidates that would be left on the slate to vote against.
Two mental cases, and we screwed.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Y'all want to borrow my U-Haul truck? Move out Dolton.
Yeah, that's a thought.
Apparently, I don't live in Dolton, so I don't need it.
Listen, my thoughts are we cross that bridge when we get to it. But again, I just feel like you're gonna have people that will support Tiffany. So let's not say that you won't have people that will support her. But on the ground, living here, being a part of this, and people not knowing everything that's going on and what I'm doing and what the residents are doing. And when you talk to people, when you go to the stores and when you drive through the community and when you're here, she's not going to win. And, people can feel like that because, you're going to get people, because when people talk about her, you're going to get the people who support her to say, well, yeah, I like her. But I want to say 95, nobody really has said anything to me. And even people who don't know me, when they talk about Dolton and they talk about her, they talk about how terrible she is.
Absolutely.
And how she has to go. And our seniors in Dolton aren't in love with her. And I think I expressed this to you before, Mark. They're not in love with her like that. Big Bingo people are mostly Calumet City and South Holland, not Dolton like people think. Our registered voters are, when those phone banks, they are ready. When I was out going door to door, getting petitions signed, look, some of those people were grabbing the clipboard. They didn't even want to hear what we had to say. Anything, So at the end of the day,
can I just add to that? When I make calls, I make calls for the campaign. So I don't put that out there because that's just me helping, right? But when I make calls, a lot of people are definitely Clean House 2025, but there's a lot of people that don't know what's going on in their own community, which is the sad part, because nobody that, not nobody, but a lot of people that I spoke with, they didn't know who was running against Tiffany. Which is a bad thing. They want her out of the office, but they didn't know at that time who was running against Hingard. And I've been able to give them information, send them literature on the trustees, the platform and everything. But we've been doing a better job with actually getting people into the know about Clean House 2025 and what they're trying to do and what they've already done. They have first of all the credit goes to the trustees right now. Not even the residents, not even everybody else. It's the trustees, because the trustees have did everything they can do to block her spending. Everything that they can do. So if we giving kudos and credit, we have to give them kudos and credit first. The clerk, the deputy clerk, everybody that is on that board have started since really day one on understanding the manipulation that she's doing with our funds and what's going on with the village of Dolton, and they've been stopping her from that reckless spending that she has been doing as much as possible. So a lot of people have to look at that and say that is part of the reason why we are where we're at now, is because of the trustees. Without them, and without the work that they've been doing, and without them showing us what is really happening in the village of Dolton, we wouldn't know and we wouldn't understand.
Okay, I got a question to ask you guys, and this is why I hear Sherry, and I'm gonna start with you, Sherry, on this one. I hear a lot of people say, and most of them are on Tiffany's side, support Tiffany. They say Lori Lightfoot report was a waste of time. They could have gave Jed that money. He could have, he could have done that. And that's what he said. Jed, I got to bring your name up because that was
I
brought
won't
to me.
speak on this one. I'll let
Okay.
Sherry answer it because
Okay.
I don't want to speak on anything else
Okay.
because of the,
Right.
So now what's the question?
Okay. The question is, was it a waste of taxpayers' money bringing Lori Lightfoot to Dolton and bringing that report?
No.
Okay. Okay.
So here's the thing. People, it was $30,000. Let's break this down just a little bit. I'm not gonna get all the way into it. $30,000 when Tiffany has spent and wasted millions of dollars. And what added up to like $400 an hour, whatever they want to call it, when the Delgado group was making like $700 an hour, and we won't even talk about that, to do things for her. We got what we needed out of that report. So I really don't care what people think about that. We residents got what we needed out of that report. We know what's going on. We needed credibility to things that we thought. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
We just have to let people feel how they feel. I mean, I get it. So
Yeah. I got another question.
mhm.
Cher, I know you can ask. Maybe Vivian can ask. How many days do we have left?
18.
18. Okay. Look at she took that.
And early voting starting Monday. I cannot wait Monday to go ahead and cast my vote and be done of this. I hope that everybody get out early and cast their votes. That way we can make.
Okay, now are you guys hoping a great turnout, because Dolton is known to have a low voters turnout? So what are you guys working on? Well, I shouldn't be asking you strategy, but to get people out. Are you registering people in Dolton?
We have a lot of registrars. Thelma Price is a registrar.
Okay.
You can come to the campaign office and get registered. They have been actually promoting early voting. They've got mail-in ballots for people. So if they want to pick up a mail-in ballot, they can do that. They have all the details of the campaign on their website. So, they're doing what they need to do while she's out screaming and telling everybody that everybody is lying on her, and she has no plan. And if you talk to Jason, he has a plan, and that's what it's all about.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm not gonna let no callers, y'all, because I'm not gonna turn it to a circus.
Listen,
No
I don't
call.
want it to turn into a circus because I'm definitely like mute to the issue.
I mean, if you're doing them one at a time, I prefer it that way, because if you try to do it the other way, that's how it turns into a circus. And I'm ready for whatever.
No, I'm not on this page today. I don't want to be bothered with them, because see, folks, man, we always get one or two just go off the board. Just man.
It do be it do be stressful dealing with
Listen, do
certain
y'all
calls.
know how hard it is to sit on a telephone with people just saying the same thing over and over and over and over?
That's
And
why I
it's
don't
saying
take calls.
nothing.
I'm sorry.
It's saying nothing.
That's when you say click.
That's why I don't take
But
calls.
I'm not that type. I'm real patient, sharing with people. My
It's
patience.
weird.
I'll sit. You can stutter, and I just sit there, wait till you're done. I'll give it take 5 minutes. I had plenty of time that I wanted to quit. They said, "No, keep going, Martin. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going." Now let's get back to the questions, y'all. I want to. Now, what do you guys think of that picture today? I don't know if Sherry's seen it, but me and Vivian, we talked about it, of Tiffany on her block with all those signs, campaign signs. So what's y'all thoughts? I mean, I'm not sick. I'm just asking.
That's her mother's block. Why wouldn't she? They're gonna put her signs up.
Yeah.
Why is anybody so shocked at that?
But you know what? And
They probably not gonna vote for her, but that's the block. The signs are there.
But I'm gonna be real honest. I went on her page, and she got a lot of support. Now, I'm gonna read some of them
From
things.
non-residents.
Oh, okay.
You can have as much of it. Listen, hey. Jedediah saying, call. Jed, you can call me. Me, you can call me.
Uh,
Or he can call me or text me. Like I've reached
no,
out,
we're not
and
gonna make this
so
that. This is
No, I'm just
if that's
saying he
something
can
else
call me. He
that,
right,
can
like,
call
right,
me.
I've stated my piece, and I don't
right.
understand why this is still going on back and forth. It's so counterproductive.
Yeah, but let's stay on
It's
point.
so counterproductive.
We gave the trolls 20 minutes, so we off that now.
Right.
We moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I want to ask you a question, Sherry.
Mm-hmm.
I was at this meeting, Vivian, you was there. When that lady, I don't know her name, stood at the podium at the last Dolton meeting, just this past this week, and she said that they didn't have any health insurance since the summertime. Now,
Mm-hmm.
my question is, this is my question.
No, that was life
Life
insurance.
insurance. My
Mm-hmm.
question is, how is that possible?
It's possible
Very
if you
possible.
don't pay the bill.
And when you don't pay premiums for the company, a lot of times most people don't understand
No,
that.
now that ain't where I'm getting at. This is where I'm getting at. This is where I gotta like, okay, now did that come across the trustees table? Did they bring that to our awareness? That should have came across.
It didn't though, Martin. You saw them. They told you that. They found out right then.
I'm like,
Yep.
wow. And do they take money out of people check for life
Yeah.
insurance? So hold on, hold it. Where did that money go?
Ask Tiffany.
So the
Oh, I
money that
forgot. She doesn't know what her employees are doing.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Wow. Well, let me just say this in all fairness. If the plane that drop out the sky, they're not going to blame the pilot or the lady, the stewardess lady, whatever, flight attendant, whatever. They're not going to blame her. They're going to blame the company.
They're gonna blame the company and the air traffic
Right,
controllers.
right. So if you listen to this, Tiffany, anything that goes in Dalton, good or bad, your name is going to be attached to it. Period. 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 Now it's up to you to come out. Hey, I fired this person. I reprimand this person. He did this against, or she did this against my knowledge. You got to protect yourself. You just can't come and just say they. You
Mm-hmm.
know. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of this hate that's going on and it is personal, and
Mm-hmm.
some of it's really not personal. They just
Mm-hmm.
want the job done. And listen. One thing I know about on these jobs, and you, Vivian, you just said you worked in corporate America. We work with people that we know that we would, if we was in the natural world, we wouldn't hang out with them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
but since we're on a professional setting, we have to get along with them, work related things.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is, even with the trustees,
Mm-hmm.
you have to work with what you have to work with, regardless.
So
Go
I
ahead.
got a real answer for that
All
one.
right, come on with it.
People always say it's three sides to every story.
Yeah.
I don't want to get you in trouble, so I ain't gonna say that's bullshit, but that's bullshit.
Okay.
That is 100%. It's right and wrong. Period. Ain't right and wrong, and maybe it's wrong.
Right.
And when people say what the trustees could do and how they have to work with her, what do you mean? She's grown. If you say, make me some macaroni and cheese, Sherry, if I ain't doing it, I ain't doing it.
Absolutely.
Now, if you call the police on me and it's illegal for me not to make you macaroni and cheese and they arrest me, okay. If not, what else can you do? They can't snatch her and make her do what they're supposed to do. If there are people say, well, they need to do ordinances and they need that stuff is in place, but she does not abide by it. She has told everybody, I am the most powerful woman in the state of Illinois. She doesn't listen to judges. That is why she got held in contempt, because the judge said sign over these liquor licenses and she would not do it. And finally she did it, but was pissed off about doing it. So again, nobody can tell, if you can't tell her nothing. It's like your kids. You can go in there and you can beat them with a belt if you tell them to wash the dishes and they don't do it. Get your ass in there and do it. But you can't do that to her. They cannot make her do anything. And then when they take her to court, then it's like, oh, you guys are spending all our money. But then if they don't take her to court, oh, y'all not doing nothing about her. People don't know what they are talking about. And this situation with Tiffany is different. It's not like any other it's not like any other thing that has happened in the state of
No.
Illinois, probably in the country. The woman is not going to do what she does not want to do, period. She don't
And
care
you
about
can't
no
stop her.
judge. She don't care about no ordinance. She don't care about no law. She don't care about nobody, no person. So at the end of the day, there is nothing anybody can do about Tiffany other than we got to vote her out and
That's it.
just try as hard as we can to stop the bleeding until she's gone. Period.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all we can really do. That nobody can do anything about her. I mean,
Nobody's going to stop her.
give me a suggestion and I'll tell you why it ain't gonna work.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Now, let me ask this question. Now, I knew they was going to fire Kamal, but when they put up on paid leave, I knew that was going to be the next step. But that brawl that broke the camel's back, that straw that broke the camel's back. I knew they was going to. The next minute, I said, yeah, they're going to get rid of him. I knew that was. I seen that happening. I seen it happening already. When Lori Lightfoot had a report said he only had 2 pages in his file. I knew then. I knew right there. I said they go.
Well, I already knew that because I have his file.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Yeah. Wow.
It just had his name on the application, basically. Nothing.
Wow. 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 Now, can I ask you guys a question? And I want you guys to be honest.
Go ahead.
Does Tiffany have a chance of winning this primary election?
I don't think so. No,
I don't think so either.
You give me your reason why.
Because being boots on the ground, and because more than double the people that elected her voted her out. So she had about 1,000 votes coming in. And so when people say 83%, because I saw somebody did say 83%, she got 83% of the vote. Understand what that 83% was. It was 83% of the general election when she should have got 99.9% of the general election, because she was running against Ronnie Burge, who didn't live in Dolton.
Absolutely.
And did not campaign at all. So when she says that, she really sounds crazy. And she didn't win. She in the primary, where that was the real election. And so it was split 3 ways. It was split between her, Andrew Holmes, and Riley Rogers. Almost she won by 100 votes. So that's the difference. Right? So then when it came time to recall her, more than double the people came out. And I want to say way more people are dissatisfied with how she rolls now than even then. So no, I don't think she'll win.
Okay.
My opinion is the same. Just watching her when she was running and campaigning, I knew then that, a lot of people were okay with her, but everybody wasn't completely sold. I think that's why Jason House got more votes than her. So
right.
when you look at the primary when she was running against Ronnie Burge, you would see that he got a lot of votes. Even when we were at the polls, his main thing was that she was running off of Michelle Obama's legacy name. And a lot of people probably didn't pick up on that, but that was like one of his biggest things or biggest issues with her platform, because she was using Michelle Obama's likeness on her actual on the cards that we were using to pass out to residents to ask them for their vote. So, he was pointing out a lot of things about Tiffany in the beginning while we were even at the actual polls that we, really didn't catch on until later to understand that, she does a lot of things that's underhanded that she should not be doing. So I don't think that she would win. I think that after talking to a lot of, I've talked to a lot of people. I've made plenty of the calls for Clean House 2025 campaign, and I just feel like even with the residents that didn't know about who was running against Tiffany, they know now who's running against Tiffany. So I think that the more information that we give out until the actual election day, the more people that we'll have that will understand just what's going on in Dolton and just who is have been doing the work for the people to stop the corruption in Dolton. Because a lot of people, they still think that the trustees was not paying the bills just because they were being mean to her. And that's just not the case. They were not paying the bills because she was actually inflating them. A lot of the bills that she was putting on the tax roll were overinflated bills, or bills that wasn't even supposed to be approved. And she was still putting that stuff on the actual agendas for them to get paid. When they stopped paying her, then that's when she began using a credit card. So again, I don't think that she'll get the votes like she did in the beginning, because she's not, she's shown the world how bad she is as a mayor, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me ask you guys another question. Okay. Now, what is it that you guys want Tiffany to do? Far as do you want her to resign, just stop and just apologize, or how could she make it right?
She'll have to make it right. I don't care if she resigns. 18 days.
she
Mm-hmm.
I'm
can't
good.
she can't
I'm
make it
good.
right. There's so many families that have lost a lot due to her leadership or lack thereof. And it's so many things that she have done to our finances for Dalton that's going to
Mm-hmm.
take us a while to get up out of. So I don't think that she can do anything besides just step down now. But we all know that she's not going to do that, because she know what the end result will be when she step down. Then that time clock really starts to tick for the feds, and they can kick in her
Yeah.
doors.
She won't step down because
No,
she needs to hide whatever she can until she can't. So
yeah,
that's why she's got, somebody said
Well,
she had this
okay,
warrior spirit. That's what that is. She
okay.
trying to stay out of jail.
Now let's say this. What do we know already, without even the FBI coming here,
Mm.
that she has done wrong? What do we know already? Like, give
Mismanaged
me five.
all,
Yeah, go ahead.
fired a bunch of people with no reason. I mean, we are at an at will state, but
Right.
she has fired union employees. She didn't and won't negotiate with the fire department. The board of trustees had to do that. Put together a whole skating rink and said it was grant money, and well, now we see it wasn't grant money. She misused the ARPA funds that we
mm-hmm.
received. It was not done properly. None of it was. I mean, she used contractors that are not
Like
good with the state. I mean, if
her
I had a
police
whole lot
chiefs
to
that
say,
she's tried to
yeah.
input in place that was just not qualified or
Hmm.
certified to be actual police officers. She's done a
Hmm.
lot of
She made a
damage
second shift for public works just so they can be there to
to
help her set up parties and stuff like that. That
Mm.
it never went past the board. I mean, none of that. She's created positions. Um,
that ice rink.
they have not paid our people who do our courts. So sometimes we don't even have people to run our court system. I mean, let's see. Lock the clerk out of her office, change the locks, put the mailboxes outside to
All the
the rest of
time.
the elected officials, lock residents out of Village
Mm-hmm.
Hall, just everything. Change public comment. I mean, change citizens address to public comment. Nothing. She's not one RFP has gone before the board in the 4 years that she's been in office.
Not
I mean,
one.
what more do you want, Martin?
Ooh, ooh,
I
Lord have
mean,
mercy.
The
shutting off people's
Alexis
water in the
Wilson
winter.
unjustified shooting
Yeah,
that
just
she
didn't
went
say anything
and
about
didn't say
said the
anything
wrong
about
thing
it.
about.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Man,
everything.
you name
Just
it about. Let me. What was that thing that
But
she
Nia
did with the?
Dukes and the trip to Vegas,
Yeah.
you know, that was a big one. So she's done a lot of questionable things in her
absolutely
leadership.
took property. Jedediah says she took property from the village that she shouldn't have. Absolutely. I
Mm,
mean,
man.
put it sold village property, and the check
Yeah.
came back in her name. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, she did a lot of
The
stuff.
reckless overtime for the police officers that was exempt
Mhm,
that should not even have gotten overtime. I'm still wondering how would they code that in the system. Me being
mhm.
HR and used to do payroll, you are not supposed to be able to give exempt
Commingling,
employees.
commingling between
Yeah.
township and the village of Dolton, taking trips that she shouldn't have taken. I mean, you name it, she's done it. And my big thing is some of the things that she wanted to do. Maybe the board would have let her do it, but we'll never know because she never took it before the board.
Mm, mm, mm. Wow. Whew.
And the businesses, we've lost
Yep.
so many
Oh,
businesses.
business licenses, right. Um,
What
not
about?
giving out business licenses, holding back permits and things of that nature. Even like with Dr. Scott, how she did Dr. Scott, and then
Yeah.
they did everything in their power to try to keep her closed and keep her from not making any kind of money and doing all that stuff because they wanted her to lose the property.
Yep.
Mm,
She's done it.
Just
I
being
mean, it's just a
vindictive.
lot.
She just did a lot of vindictive things.
wow. What about? I remember when I was at one meeting, the fire department came in and they wasn't getting something about their pension or something.
Well, it was an extension of the on their pension, not their.
Okay.
It was one of those. It was almost like supplemental insurance, where their money they would pay into something, and the village is supposed to pay into it as well, and they did not.
Wow.
And again, if you're taking somebody's money and then they're not paying the bill, it's just like if you pay your portion of your medical
Right.
on your job and then you go to the doctor and they say, well, you don't have insurance because they haven't paid us. It's like, well, what's
Wow.
going
And
on?
don't forget the roofs and windows. Now, we were supposed to be a part of that because my daddy's a senior citizen. I also have an auntie that lives in Dalton that's a senior that was supposed to get roof and window funding.
Hmm.
And that never, they actually came out to our house, they measured
Hmm.
the windows and everything. And that did not go into effect. Like they never did anything on the roof and window program as well. So,
And that wasn't even supposed to how it was supposed to go. She just said, I'm doing roofs and windows for seniors. She didn't think about anybody else. And the other half of it, she said she was going to give to businesses.
yep,
What, the businesses that you didn't give licenses to?
the
So
one
if you
he shut
gave them the
down.
money, then what I heard that some of the businesses that she did give the money to, she was asking for half of it back.
Mm.
Yeah. So she's
So
done
now,
a
now,
lot in her
can I say
leadership.
something? Now,
Mhm.
I'm playing a role right here. I didn't hear Lori Lightfoot and I
Mhm.
didn't hear Jason ever call her a thief. They
Mhm.
use the term mismanagement of funds.
And
Right.
that's what professionals do.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
That's
All
what
right.
professionals do. They're not going to see. Here's the thing: people got to understand. Everybody is not going to be like her.
Mm,
People want Jason to be like her. When people say, "Oh, Jason's not this or that," it now if he start acting crazy, then people will say, oh, he's crazy. And for all Tiffany is waiting on him to do is go off on her so she could be like, he went off on me. You see how she wants to attack men all the time, men, because I'm a black woman and all that, I'm a single mother and all that stuff.
Hmm.
So again, he's
You
not going to
already
be
know
like
what it
that. He's
is.
going to be more
Live,
professional.
uncut, I'm sorry, y'all.
Unedited.
I was trying to
Tell
play
the
something.
truth.
Hold on. I was
And
trying to play
shame
something.
the
Hold
That
on.
black
other.
one.
Yeah, hold
I
on. Let me where's
love
it at?
being black.
They can't beat me. If they could beat me, they would have went to the
That
polls.
ain't it. It's one of them. Hold on. I gotta find which one it
Sitting
is.
up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Hello.
I mean, she just everything. You can't be like her, and Lori is not going to be like her, and they can't. People want what they want. And they can't always show their hand. If you show your hand with everything, you mess up. Because what happens is now everybody knows what you're trying to do or what you got going on, and it's not for everybody to know. We can't run the social media with every single thing. Now they put the report out, but there are things that they need to keep to themselves so they can do their jobs. They can't go, I mean, I know people would love if Jason and the board got into Dalton politics every day and said, this is what we're doing today. I got on green draws and I'm going to the bank and I'm getting ready to deposit this money that I found that Tiffany has stolen, but that's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And people just have to be okay with that. That's it. They just have to be okay with that or not. I mean, people can totally shut down and nobody will know anything.
Well, I got to ask you a question, another question. Who was the worst? Mr. Riley, Mayor Riley, or Tiffany?
Absolutely, Tiffany.
Okay.
And I definitely have no love for Riley Rogers.
Okay.
That was my problem. And another thing people get kind of get mixed up, and I say mixed up because I think what happens is it's all this fighting and everybody wants to get mad. I never worked for Tiffany's administration. I never spoke to Tiffany about working in her administration. It's a young lady who used to do a radio show on WVON. I saw her on somebody's show and she was way wrong, loud and wrong about everything. She said Tiffany was a trustee for 11 years and they best friends. I doubt it. And she was supposed to do PR, a split. Actually, if there was going to be a split between her, Dorothy Brown, and another man, they were supposed to split that $35,000. So that ain't a whole lot of money. And again, she don't know what she's talking about because she said that she fired all the clerks. So it was a bunch of fired clerks who wanted their jobs back, and that's why everybody is attacking Tiffany. Girl, bye. That is not it.
Now
they are wanting things to go correctly in the town that they live. That's it. That's all. All this extra stuff that this is becoming. It's becoming it because of social media, and I get it, but it's just loud and wrong. So I don't know where she got that from. Or it could be because she listening to somebody who had a lot of ties to Dolton in the 90s, but we in 2025.
Wow. Well, man, I'm thinking, more and more I think about this, and like me, I don't have a dog fight in it. It's not if she win or loses. I don't have a dog fight in. I'm not. I've never had a conversation with her.
But you do though, Martin.
I do.
Yeah, let me tell you why.
Okay.
You do because you live in the state of Illinois, and you do pay taxes in the state of Illinois. And is she someone you would want your daughter or your granddaughter to look up to as an elected official? No. I mean, it is one thing we all are teaching people is we are learning about politics. We may not like some of the things that's going on, and we might not like how things are, turning out or have turned out in the past. So we are working past all that. Just like I say, everybody is so, it's stressful, and everybody is very passionate about it, no matter how you look at it. So at the end of the day, you're going to have people who keep saying she shouldn't have had the seat. Maybe not, but she did. So now what we got to do is we got to work to make sure she gets out of the seat and this doesn't happen again. Period.
Absolutely.
People are, it's just sickening that people are not understanding. It's not about Democrat or Republican. It's not black or white, male or female. Is this person is not doing her job. Just like if you go to the doctor and they're not doing their job, the first thing you want to do is you want to switch doctors.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all. Just if a person's not doing what they're supposed to do, no shade. It ain't personal, but it's personal. You gotta go. If a person needs to go, they have to go. And let's just move on. Let's let somebody else do what's right. And again, nobody said that we just gonna put Jason in there and everything he say we will do and agree with. No, he cannot go in. He won't, but he can't go in and do what Tiffany is doing because we will be the same way trying to get him out. That's it. That's all. We just want her gone. She's not a good representation. She can't even speak.
Uh-oh.
Tiffany ain't here to keep folks making
At all.
you guys doing a lot of snitching.
Hey, Jed, don't steal that now. But listen, let me ask y'all another question, Sherry. Now, I don't hear y'all talking about this anymore. Remember, help me out. I think I talked about it last time you was on here. What happened to? I remember if you park in the fire lane, they charge you $500 ticket.
They're not doing that anymore. A Dolton police officer actually was a whistleblower with that.
Okay.
And turned them in. So no, they're not doing that.
So that was illegal.
It was illegal.
Oh, so what about the people that paid their $500? Did they get a reimbursement?
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. I do know that they did stop. I think at one point the people that were getting the tickets, I think the tickets were being thrown out.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Let me ask. I think we talked about it. Did anybody get reprimanded for all that overtime that was given out to the cops?
You know what? I don't know.
I don't think so.
So that just
I don't think so either, but I don't know. I never did a follow-up.
I have a friend that's actually on the police force, and I don't think that they got reprimanded. I think that it's still just like an active investigation, sort of say. And until they find all of the final, financial issues on the overtime and all of that, that's when they'll probably go in and do whatever they think is right. But I don't think that they got reprimanded.
Okay. Yeah. Now I want you guys to stick with the Dolton, not the township. Right. How many people that you guys know that you know personally or know their names that started with Tiffany, worked on administration, is not there no more?
I don't think any are.
Wow.
I don't think so either.
Wow.
Right down to the fire chief. He even stepped down.
Nobody has, but again, she made him the fire chief, but he was already a captain in there. Right. And he just stepped back into the role, and that's only because the community wanted him, because she didn't want him because he was white. Mm-hmm. She just played, she played the role. The only person that is, but even Janice was there. Janice was working for the village 20 years. So nobody that she's hired other than Stacy Corral is still there. Yeah. And Juanita in the water department is still there. And as far as if they support her or not, I would say they do. They'll tell everybody else they don't, but
they gotta do that. Keep their job.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
But again, like somebody that is very influential, I had a conversation with this person. And they asked about a couple of people, and they said, man, further back, I would have hired, maybe the person in public works or somebody from finance, but they stand there doing this crazy stuff. They not, I wouldn't hire them now.
Now let's talk about this check that she's supposed to sign. It only had one signature on it. What you guys know about that?
So if everybody keeps saying that her mother's driveway was 500, that the check was made out so that her mother can get a driveway. No, that was a whole bunch of payments for stuff that was done. But yeah, she signed the check by herself, and it should have been her and the clerk.
Mm-hmm.
And from my understanding, she was using the clerk's stamp as well on checks.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now that
that's a
was
form of
illegal.
forgery.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's now that is a real crime.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to jail for that.
Yep.
And that's a real crime. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. That's so. Can I want y'all to listen. I'm gonna ask y'all this question. I know y'all finna go in.
I'm fine.
Okay. With all this allegedly accusation, well, some of the stuff is not no accusation. It's proof. It's receipts up there.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of person would support a person like this?
Somebody who's getting paid, or somebody that's totally ignorant to the fact. And I'm not calling anybody ignorant.
Right.
Ignorant just means you don't know.
Mm.
Some, you just have people. I mean, at this point, you can't even be celebrating her as a Black woman. Most of the people that's running most of the elected officials in the South suburbs now are Black. So you can't even say that. So,
Right.
people are, because nobody likes her. You think they're doing it, nobody likes her. They're getting paid. There's a benefit, a job, a payment, or there are people. Have you ever ran into people, like, if you tell them some good news, and instead of saying, hey, that's great, they say, I wish that would have happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only type of people who like her or are around her. She don't have nobody like her.
Oh wow. Now
I just feel like the people
Vivian.
that's supporting her are the ones, like she said, that is on her payroll, and are the ones who probably never would have got a chance by any other politician, but they got a chance through her. And the things that she's allowing them to do, they really have no structure or organization when they're working, as long as they're working underneath her, because she allows them to do a lot of things that is underhanded. So in my opinion, they are all doing it because you know how when you can do whatever you want to do at work, and you go to work and you go home whenever you want to, you feel like, hey, I got it made at this job. A lot of people feel like, hey, I got it made right here, and I'm not going to be able to do this again in any other career that I have. So they take that opportunity to absolutely be loyal to her and do what she asks of them, because they know that, hey, if we get her back in for another 4 years, we really good. So that's what she have. A lot of loyalty, because of they're not going to be able to get to do what they're doing right now ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Vivian, I got a question. I want Vivian to answer it first. It's not a difficult question. Was it illegal for her to go out there and sign for all those vehicles?
What do you mean sign for them? Like put her name down?
Yeah, put her name down.
I think without the board approval, that will come back on her. To say it's illegal, I can't really say, because I don't know what the terms were on those documents that she signed. But if she didn't get board approval and she wasn't supposed to get all of those vehicles, I think that it was definitely a mismanagement of Dolton's funds.
Sherry.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, Sherry, you ain't paying attention to me?
Mm-hmm.
No, the question was it illegal for her to sign for all those vehicles?
Yeah, but if we had no RFPs, nothing went before the board, and if it wasn't the normal protocol of how they purchase vehicles, absolutely.
Oh wow.
Everything has to, like I said, she has no clue of what she's doing, and not only that, she doesn't care. If she wants it, she's just gonna do it. So when they leased those vehicles, it was her. I saw her name on there, and I saw was it the finance director or the director of administrative services on there? None of that stuff went before the board. So yeah. Now, was it illegal? I don't know. If she didn't follow the laws and the ordinances, then that's illegal.
Yeah.
Now,
Breaking laws is illegal.
for those of you that's out there, listen, I'm going to ask them a question. For all those checks that she have sitting in her possession
Mm-hmm.
and not given to those vendors that
Mm-hmm.
already been approved by the trustee, the board of trustees, they approve
Mm-hmm.
it. Why do you think that she didn't give these vendors their check?
Because there's no money.
Ooh,
She spent
Exactly.
the money.
ooh, ooh.
She spent the money.
Hmm. Wow.
When
How
you
many
spend the
checks?
money, you can't. There is no money to give, and then she would get at a board meeting, and that's how. That's why I mean I cringe at how uh, ignorant and evil and crooked she is, because she knows that there's no money, and then to sit up there and just start lying on the trustees and saying you all are not paying these people. Look, you're not paying. And now the vendors know. So now the vendors have turned on her, because now when they contact the board and say, hey, I didn't get paid, and the board have receipts, and they can say, oh well, look, this is we approved it this day, this time, it was on this and here. So now you need to talk to Tiffany. That's why the guy, the John's Pro Tree, the guy who was coming to all the board meetings threatening to sue us, and he was a real racist, but that has nothing to do with nothing. And he kept cutting trees, even though they told him not to cut trees anymore. And he was just going through cutting down every tree he saw.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to court. He took us to court, and he lost with prejudice.
Yeah.
So he can't even go
bring
back.
it up.
Wow.
He can't even go take it back to court.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. Now, man, this stuff is real. Now let's go to the charity. Now we walk. I'm walking. Now we walking.
Now that's township.
All right. Okay. Now, but township money was gave what, 10,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Into the charity.
And from my understanding, she was the one who made the motion to give herself the $10,000.
She did. She did.
But see how.
And remember, 17,500 on sweatshirts and hoodies.
Yep.
Now
I got that receipt. Yeah. I got that invoice. Yeah.
Now that receipt, she said her name is not on none of the charity. Now she admitted in the one of the board meetings that was her charity.
More than one of the board meetings.
Right. Yeah.
And she spoke before who did she speak before? She spoke before somebody connected to Springfield.
Yeah,
before
I
she
remember
went, talking about the charity. And then she walked to Springfield 10 days, and they weren't even in session. They did a walk, and electric bike ride, and all that. She spent close to $200,000 on that, taking employees. They were in hotels, nice hotels. Her and her friend, her man. I think they stayed in like a presidential suite a couple of days. They went to a beauty bar and spent $1,700. Yeah, they was getting in.
And I was there, and you was there, Vivian. Lori Lightfoot report said that in her findings, there was nothing, those trips, there was nothing related to Dolton, no business related to Dolton. Am I right, Vivian? Correct me if I'm wrong, man.
Correct. She didn't bring in any business as it relates to Dolton, and all of the businesses that could have been open, she refused to open them. So when it comes to businesses, she definitely failed Dolton.
Well, it was a township trip, and the township doesn't even do that.
No.
So that's the first mistake.
Yeah. But she haven't thought about the businesses for us and keeping our community thriving.
So let me ask you guys a question. Sherry, do you believe that Tiffany was in too deep over her head with this position, with this mayor position?
Well, yeah, because she's slow.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Oh, I'd say she was definitely in over her head. Tiffany, speaking with her in the beginning, she had a huge vision. Her vision was to bridge the communities together. When she was doing all of her campaigning and everything, when we would go out, she would say that she wanted to build a bridge between Calumet City, Harvey, and Dolton, because we're all connected. And Calumet City, Harvey, and Dolton, they have their issues with each other. So it's a lot that go on between the three communities. So that was her vision. That was her goal. And that's why she did a lot of door knocking and all of that to try and, talk to the residents. But I think that underhandedly, that door knocking was trying to see what was in people's houses. I'm going to say allegedly, but I'm just going to say that a lot of the stuff that she did, a lot of her visions was setting herself up to rob us like she have done. And so that's why she had all these big plans for what she's going to do when she became mayor. That's why everybody voted for her. People are saying, well, why did y'all vote her in? Because she had big dreams. She had really big dreams on what she was going to do for the community. And people have to understand that her being a young Black single mother, like that's what she ran off of. So we were vested in her energy. She did have more energy than Riley Rogers, and we wanted to see her come into the office and do right by the people, but she just didn't do that.
So she was just the lesser of two evils.
That part too, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Wow.
she did have big dreams for Dolton.
Okay.
Everything that she was saying, she didn't do.
Well, you know what? They put together, the dream team put together some things, and she was shaking her head like, yeah, I'm in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
But we would have, people don't understand this. We had tea with the trustees online during COVID, and we talked about a lot of the things that we were going to do. It wasn't just her vision. It was all of their vision, and they came together to try to work with this woman, and she just turned her back on them when it was over. That's it. That's all.
Let me give a shout out to my friend Deborah Cooper. All right, Deborah. I want to give a shout out to my other buddy, All in Q. She was on here. She gave me a chat, gave me a shout out. Y'all make sure y'all go follow her. Follow Vivian on the page. I ain't no hater, because listen, it's enough room out here for all of us.
For everybody. I don't even get it. That's why I'm moving past it.
But I'm just saying, because a lot of us, we're not worried about.
I'm moving past it.
Listen,
I'm worried about voting her out. I know that I have the capability to place my vote for the village of Dolton and for Thornton Township. So my thing is to be able to vote her out of that seat. That's my focus, and that's what I stand on.
I got another question, ladies.
The naysayers.
I got another question. Where's this hairstylist that supposedly was doing her makeup? I think he's doing.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Brandon.
But I gotta give it to. Listen, Brandon. If you listen to this, boy, you sharp. Listen, boy, you sharp.
I heard she have a new hairstylist. It's a female.
But I thought he was her clothes stylist.
Right. But this guy was doing. Who was doing her makeup? I liked her makeup.
I thought he was doing too. He wasn't the one that was doing her makeup.
Because I heard that she said that he was on her
casket ready.
Right. So, and he told the news something different or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had him on payroll.
Assistant.
Right.
Was
he? Had him on payroll. Yes.
He was on a payroll as the administrative
at the township.
assistant.
Oh, but he was a hairstylist or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stylist.
Yeah.
She had a lot of people. How many PR firms did the township pay? She has wasted so much money on PR. She don't even listen to the people. So why would the township even have a PR person when Tiffany don't listen to PR? She don't listen to nobody but Kamal.
Wow.
He's her PR. He's her PR. He's her pastor. He's her pimp.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. I didn't say that now. Oh Lord.
Listen, Linda.
I thought pimping was dead.
Well, it's definitely easy for him. But
not in all forms.
Wow.
It's definitely loud and
wow. That was one. Now, can I ask you guys a question? I heard that this is going to the Thornton Township a little bit. Okay. I heard that she came and she walked out. She left early. What was up with that?
When?
Is that true, Vivian?
Is that true, Vivian? They said she showed up.
She showed up to the objectors meeting.
Right.
But yeah, she came in and then left out when they were doing objections between Christopher Clark and Napoleon Harris.
Right.
but she didn't come to the actual special board meeting.
Oh, okay,
There was
okay,
no
all right,
sighting of her there,
okay.
but
And
she
they're
did come.
saying that Christopher Clark is not running for supervisor anymore.
No, he
Okay.
dropped it.
Okay. Who is Christopher? That young boy?
He's the mayor
No.
of Harvey.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. The guy, man. I'm sorry. I'm getting the thing. All right. Now let me ask you guys another question. Don't beat me up for just talking. I
No,
just
no,
want.
Listen,
ask
I've been
away.
cooped up for a week sick as a dog. I'm so happy to be doing something other than sleeping.
Ask away.
Now, Tiffany, and we know she made a whole lot of mistakes.
Hmm.
And there's no room for redemption for her at all, is it? I'm asking you guys.
With her family and her,
Okay.
I think she should apologize to her family for putting them through that and all that.
Hmm.
The residents, some will forgive her, some won't. Again, once I vote her out, I won't be, you know me. You've been
Uh,
knowing me since I was 15, 14 years
right.
old. I'm too laid back. I'm gonna be done with that. I move on real quick. I'm like a
Mhm.
man. Once I'm done with you, I'm done.
Wow.
My opinion is redemption with the public as a whole. I don't think that she'll be able to do that, especially to the families that have been very impacted by her lack of leadership. There's a lot of families that have lost loved ones, that have been assaulted, that have been just through the ringer. People that have lost careers behind her. And, they probably had to start over and they were almost at retirement. So when it comes to community as a whole, I don't think that people are going to just be gung ho on forgiving her and her actions that she have done, the lies that she have told to people, even me. Like, I interviewed with Dorothy Brown for the HR position that she offered me. I didn't ask for the position; she offered it to me, and that was another reason when I helped with that campaign. I was like, okay, well, let me just do more than I can to help with this campaign, so I could show her the skill sets that I do have. Even created a process document for the village of Dolton. A lot of people don't know that. I only showed it to like the news before, but it's like I've done work when it comes to Dolton. A lot of people want to take away what I've done and say I haven't done. You're right, I haven't done a lot because I really have been sick throughout the whole entire process. Sherry knows this. But when I was able to get back in and get back to fighting, we fought for almost 4 years.
Hmm.
We
Mm,
have so many people that finally flipped and that are against Hilliard now, that come up to us all the time and say, you guys were always right. You guys were always right. So this hasn't
Hmm.
been an easy thing. So can she get redemption from me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because I don't value what she did when she was in that role as a leader. I don't.
hmm
Hmm. No, she's not humble, and she will never say she's sorry or
No, I've
any
never
of that.
heard
She will never
apologize.
apologize.
And for that, that's why she won't get the respect of a lot of other people that's within the community,
But
because she's not humble.
can I ask you guys another question? And I want to start
Hmm.
with you, Vivian, first.
Hmm.
Do you feel or believe that Tiffany plays victim a lot when she get in front of certain public, platforms and stuff like that?
I think that she plays the media because she just loves attention. I don't necessarily see it as her playing victim. She just wants to continuously be in the public eye. I think that she loves the cameras, and that's why she always been saying news, fake news, this. But I think that it's not necessarily her playing victim or needing that attention. She just wants to be in front of the camera. And if she can get a story in front of them, she's going to do what she can do to get a story in front of them. And sometimes it looks like she's the victim, but in all of the time she's still losing on every account that she claims she's the victim on.
Sherry?
She's not. I mean, I don't know.
You don't know if she plays.
She's not the with her in the media. I just think she's ignorant. So she does not realize that every time she steps in front of the camera, it makes it worse for her. She really does not understand that. I mean, she is just like that person who's got the toilet paper hanging out the back of their pants that come out the bathroom. I mean, she just don't care. It's like she just doesn't get it. I mean, that's it.
Let me. I need to ask a question. Maybe this to the audience. Why people, for those that are supporting Jason, why do a lot of Jason people get upset? Upset when people say something positive about Tiffany. I want to know that because I got accused a lot. I mean, I understand that though. I just don't.
You know what though? It's not
What's
that they're
positive
Jason's
though?
people.
What do they say? What do they say?
I don't. It's not Jason's people. It's just people going, what?
Right.
Where are you getting that from? That's
What's
it's not that they're
the positive
Jason people.
messages that they're giving out? That's what we would need to know in order to answer that question.
Look at Vivian. Well,
For real, because what have they said about her that she's done that's positive?
Well,
because you hear the reports that she's
right.
saying she keeps repeating the same things over and over and over again. So we're just trying to figure out what have they said that's positive about her that's believable.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's a good one. That is a good one. Now, but I notice a lot of blacks, not just Tiffany, when they get fire upon them, they pull out that black card. You know, their black card. They pull out that black card. You know, and y'all know me, I give people passes because of the black card a lot of times, but sometimes they just got to be called out on the carpet, period. I mean, they just got to be called out. When that sister said all skin folks ain't kin folks, man, people, you can only do so much to people and it's going to come back. Retaliation, karma, it's got to come back. You know, who was that lady that she pulled her desk out in the hallway? What was that lady? Was it the text? Tiffany did that in Dolton.
Cassandra, assessor?
Yeah, assessor.
The assessor that was at the township.
Wow. And you know, another thing I really didn't like Tiffany when she called herself firing Keith Freeman, yeah.
Jerry started a petition for that so many years ago to actually get him fired because
I did.
He knew early on that he was not good. He robbed Robbins for $90,000. So we knew his background before he even got hired. And for them to just bring him aboard without background checks and everything else, without the board approval, that was just wrong. And it's so many other residents that probably have them qualifications that he lacked that could have did that job.
Sherry, you said something real interesting. I think the last time you was on my platform, and you said, I said, name me one positive thing about Tiffany. And you said something real interesting. And you kept it real. But before you answer that, I'm going to ask Vivian. Name me one positive thing about Tiffany. You think?
I would say I honestly think that Tiffany is very ambitious. She's very ambitious with whatever ideas that she have, and she rolls with it, and she tries to do what she think is right, even though it's always wrong. But I would say she's a very ambitious person.
Sherry, I know your answer already. She taught us.
Yeah, what is it? Because
Now, remember you told us, I think the question was, what did we learn from Tiffany? You said we learned a lot. Tiffany brought us, she made the whole country pay attention to politics or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Because I'm not a political person, people. When it comes to political stuff, I'm very illiterate, I would say. I am. I'm just being honest. And by Tiffany doing this, it made me pay more even to close to detail. It made me, and she.
Yeah.
And my thing is, for all of those that helped Dolton, supported Dolton, and still supporting Dolton, when this is all over, make sure you go back to your township or your city and fight the same way you helped Dolton fight. Because don't be, you have to keep the fight going on, the movement going on. We have to make these politicians, white, black, Hispanic, whatever the ethnicity is, do what's right by the people who they serve, who put them in office.
Exactly. And it also is showing us, it's showing people a lot about people. Like, I mean, even now in the chat, I'm not paying a whole lot of attention, but I see certain things. I just don't understand what makes people think it's okay just to get on a show and troll people about something they have no clue about. Nothing. They don't
Nothing.
know nothing, nothing. I mean, I mean, personal attacks.
Mm.
Is somebody on here, loud room reacts or
Yeah,
something? That
yeah.
person is 100% off the chain. And those are the type of people won't even put a picture up of themselves.
No.
Because they probably in the basement, 9,000 pounds, looking like a whole,
Wow.
doing nothing with their whole life.
But we've been fighting this fight for
Mhm,
years. People have to
mhm,
understand that, it gets stressful. It gets very stressful. And sometimes, like, my attitude is a little worse than others. So, I want to react sometimes and I want to say certain things, but I keep my mouth shut because
mhm,
I know what the goal is. I know that the goal is to vote her out of office. That's the focus. That's the
mhm,
goal. I could care less what anybody have to say about my address, my residency, call me out my name, do whatever, say I haven't did anything. Guess what? One thing I am going to do is I'm going to vote.
mhm,
That's my one thing. That's my civil duty. And I'm going to do it on February the 10th. So
mhm,
people have to understand that is this has been media attention for years. This is not something that just came out. I have so many people that are from around the world that talk to me about Dolton and the village, I mean the township, that have been watching us for a long time, that have seen me at meetings, on the board meetings. So this it's not like every chance I get to go to a meeting when I'm healthy, I go. So it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm there every chance I get. When we had meetings online, I watch every single meeting online, even through my illnesses, even when I was in the hospital, because I care about what's going on in my city. So for anybody to ask me what, even if I'm just a voice, even if I'm just putting my information out there to the others, it doesn't matter what I've done.
mhm,
I've helped in this fight. And people have to understand that you can't discredit what I've done because somebody else have done something to get attraction as well. It's just everybody has put something, even the outsiders. We have so many people that have been writing letters. We've been writing to the Attorney General office. We've been writing to anybody that will listen about the Open Meetings Act. There's a lot of violations that Tiffany has done to the residents when we go to the meetings that we have gotten addressed. So again, if I wrote one letter, I've done my part. Because until we vote her out of that seat, there's nothing that anybody can do that's really going to create change. This has been worldwide for years. And I'm not taking
mhm,
away from nobody. I'm not taking away from us. But Sherry, the one that went to Hannibal, Hannibal made this up. Hannibal has a huge platform. So when she went to Hannibal early on, Hannibal made actual tapes about us. And that's when he
mhm,
started investigating and talking about the village of Dolton. Pink Book lessons. So I'm not taking away from nobody, but a lot of people have helped get this out to the nation.
mhm,
A lot of people have helped. And so I just don't understand how people are trying to discredit what I've done when I can
mhm.
vote.
Yeah, and for people who saying we can't handle business, whatever, we handle business. This is not the first time I've been on Mars platform. I've been on other platforms. I handle business all the time, and it is what it is. I mean, this is what you see. I mean, just like again, another person
Everybody
who
would
won't show
never
their
see
face
everything behind
talking
closed doors.
crazy and telling us how we should feel and what we should do, and they don't know half of what's being done or what we're doing and how we're handling business. This is a candid conversation. It's just a conversation. So this is a conversation. This is not a part of handling the business. We this was really about us talking about how it started,
How it
right?
that was supposed to be the
Mhm.
That's it.
whole,
That's all.
and I apologize for reading the chats because when I read the chats, it kind
I'm
of like,
looking at a
you know,
person who keeps saying we too personal. We on here to talk about how we
it's personal
personally got
business.
started in this fight.
It's
Mhm.
personal. It's how you pioneered
And
this
they want
whole
to talk
thing.
stuff about us, and then when you say something, now oh y'all too emotional.
We're supposed to be emotional because we're passionate about our village. We're
Mhm.
Get
passionate
off.
about
If you
what we
don't want to
say.
hear what we're talking about, get off the, you
Mhm.
know.
Man,
Yeah,
I could
That's
imagine if the phone lines was open. Oh my God, that'd be some
yeah, it
screaming.
would be a shit show. Excuse my language.
I
I
know,
didn't
but
mean to say that, but it would be
mm-hmm.
because it's like everybody wants to incorporate something else into the end of this fight when we know what we have to do to keep this fight, to end it. Basically, vote her out. That's the only thing we
Mm-hmm.
have to do is just vote her out of that seat. And
Right.
until we vote her out of that seat, every time we ask her to step down, whatever we do,
Mm-hmm.
it's not impacting anything. No
mm,
matter what is done, it's not
Mm-hmm.
impacting anything because even with what happened at the township, she's still not stepping down.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I publicly asked for her resignation. That tell her that she should resign because I think
Do you know how many times her resignation has been asked for?
mm,
That's how
mm,
that is how the recall got started.
mm.
Absolutely. And let's talk about the recall. Tell them about the recall. Can you please explain to people why the recall came about?
Mm.
Sherry,
You said say that again?
About the
explain to them
recall.
why the recall came about.
The recall came about because originally they tried to work with her. She just wouldn't work with anybody, and she just decided she was going to do what she wanted to do. And then when she started doing things like she started spending the money, and she just was like, I'm not going to do anything by the book. And the residents, the board tried to work with her. The residents kept pushing the board. We need to recall her. We need to recall her. And that's how it got started.
Yeah,
Oh,
Because
exactly.
okay.
the
And
residents kept asking the board, we need to recall her. And we talked about it at tea with the trustees. You know, the residents were getting emails. The board was getting emails from the residents and things of that nature. And they stopped
Mm,
when they weren't answering FOIAs, and everybody just got tired and said, let's do the research. Let's do the recall.
mm,
and the
mm,
thing about that recall is that it was a very powerful moment for all of us residents that went out there and actually casted our vote, and for them to take it away and say that it doesn't count because of the way that the
The
questions were
mechanism, the
posed.
question
Yeah.
mechanism.
So
Was
they were trying to say we didn't understand the questions.
and that's not true. And I'll say this: what happened too was it was like we knew it was going to be a gamble to put both questions on the same ballot, but
Mm.
we didn't have any choice. It was a time crunch, and people were like, "Hey, let's just try." You know, nothing beats a failure but a try. It didn't work because the judge could have made sure that recall went through. But again, the Democratic Party was powerful, and they said, "No, we keeping our person intact." And they decided that our voices didn't matter.
They sure
mhm,
did, and they took our votes away. So
Hmm.
everybody that went to the poll, it was way more people that voted her out of that seat than that voted her in that seat.
Hmm.
But again, like Sherry said,
mhm.
they took it away from us, and that's why we still have her till today.
Mhm.
It says Sherry, talk about the $8,000 you got for your 2025. Huh? I don't know what that
No,
is.
in other words, they're saying the money that Jed raised for Jason
That's
House.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I think that's what they're
That's
referring to.
awesome. Because that's a nice amount of money.
Right.
Get those. That's literature that can go out.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
These people on here are so messy. And
They
some of these, they
let
not
me
my
Mm-hmm.
not say
regular
nothing.
people.
I'm
They
not
are
going.
not my regular. Let me say it. They're not my regular. Y'all know I don't tolerate this messy stuff that y'all doing on here. Y'all are so messy. And I'll be glad when y'all gone. Matter of fact, you can lead alive now, the messy. Because some of y'all just messy.
It's so counterproductive again. It makes no
messy.
sense.
You know, but see, they know they can't come on here with this. Cause see, I listen, I'll call you out. You know, and I ain't gonna give you 24 hours. And I ain't gonna talk about your mama who you sleep with, but I'm gonna call you out right where you at and show everybody you full of the devil, you full of hate, you envy, you all of it. You all of it. You're mad at you hate yourself. That's what you are. You know, see, some of y'all on here, all you want to hear is some mess. Who's sleeping with who baby did this, who got some receipts. That's all y'all want.
Yeah.
You don't want no concrete evidence or nothing. You don't want a civilized conversation because it ain't in you. You love mess, and you wonder why your children are messy out there shooting somebody. See, one thing I'm going to tell some of these people, messy people on here, you cannot tell me what to talk about on my platform. You need to go tell your sons and your daughters who out there killing and shooting people and robbing people. Tell them what to do. Don't tell no grown man what to do and what to do on this platform. That's what y'all need to be doing, some of y'all. Some of these same old messy folk, men and women too, they messy. You can't wait till some gossip come up.
It's so
I'm
know.
talking now, Sherry. I just got to say, I'm just tired of seeing
the
messages and all that.
Because you know, I normally don't. I ignore them all the time, but some of them I'm just kind of. They think we don't see.
Yeah.
What they doing, and that's fine. And then it's not working my nerves. I don't care because they don't know.
Well, these ain't none of my regulars that come on here no way.
People got mad because I talked about them being in the basement and don't want to show their face, but that's the truth.
Yeah, well,
I'm laid back. I am laid back because I want to be. Martin know me. Yeah. I'm from 2730 South State. Y'all know where I live. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm not. That's just not where I'm at. I got other stuff to do.
It's so it doesn't make sense, because then when you see me, what are you gonna do? You gonna tell me that you don't like me? I don't care. That doesn't hurt my feelings. My goal, my focus is still Dolton.
But now listen, Sherry, this gonna be the kicker. Now, anybody that know this platform, I may be new to y'all on YouTube, but I'm not new. I've been on YouTube. I've been on YouTube. You can go back. You can go all the way back, see how far back I don't just talk about Dolton politics. I talk about a lot of other things. I interview professionals on here.
And
with law degrees.
The trolls from Dolton politics think they could come over here.
Yeah. No, y'all can't do that on this.
Politics.
Yeah, this ain't the place where y'all dump y'all garbage off at. I can care less who Tiffany's sleeping with. I can care less how long her weave is. All I need some other stuff. I can care less about all that. That don't mean nothing to me. Nothing. Some of y'all just messy. Your daughter's probably just like her. You ain't gonna say nothing to your daughter.
Right.
And I said it. Yeah, I said it.
And and people don't know, we go through it. I mean, we've been threatened. I was threatened online. I recently got some nasty, horrific text messages. I mean, and all of it is just that. They just talking out the side of their neck, you know, worried about this and that. I mean, I got one text message talking about I was lonely. I'm like, how you know I'm lonely?
I get that all the time. How
you know I'm lonely?
Threats,
but listen,
how you know I'm lonely?
The thing is,
threats against my illness. People saying that I haven't been sick, like I don't have what I have, and I go see an oncologist in February the 17th. But I don't understand how my health has anything to do with.
Yep, I'm from the Dearborn Homes.
But you know what? Let me say this, people.
People just talk.
When they don't have nothing, some of these people don't have no feelings. They don't have no soul. They ain't nothing but they'll get online to insult people. You like mess. You better get on your knees and ask God to forgive you. And it better not be no church folks on here that's talking about speaking in tongues and shouting and lying and then getting on here lying and doing all that stuff. Shame on you. You need to be exposed. That's why some of y'all don't have y'all real name on here, because you don't want nobody to know who you are. You won't show your face.
Yep, and they want to attack us. Come and attack us in person.
Matter of fact, I might even let one send a link, let one of them come in if they want to talk. Let me see. Entertain me. I want some entertainment tonight. I'm telling you. Because some of y'all ain't nothing. Nothing but trouble. Messy. Now, when all this Tiffany stuff is over with, when she's done and gone, what's gonna be the next big story then? I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna be: social media beef, content creator going against content to keep their name going, keep it going. That's all what it's gonna be. See, listen. One thing about me, this platform, it wasn't built on titties, thighs, and buttocks. It was built on truth. You ain't got to worry about me lying on you. You ain't got to worry about me telling you who you sleeping with, because I can care less. You ain't got to worry about me doing none of those things.
Yeah.
Not on this platform. Now that's how
at the end of the day, we gonna continue to do the work.
That's
Both
it.
of y'all gonna have y'all YouTube platforms.
Yeah.
Me and you gonna be friends to the end. Me and you gonna be friends to the end.
That's it.
So we're not worried about it, and we've been doing the work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my health challenges. It stops me from doing a lot of things that I.
But she was still there. I
still did everything that I could do.
I have a picture of a press conference we went to at the Park District. And this is before Vivian and Thelma met. And they both had big health challenges. It was a struggle for both of them to even be at that meeting. They came and they were sitting right next to each other. When people who we were trying to get people to show up to things, they showed up. It was a time when and Martin, I believe you were out there when we had a press conference at the police station, and we wanted Dolton residents to show up. No Dolton residents showed up, but me and Thelma came, and she had her walker. She came. Remember, Martin, when we were at Baba's, and nobody came for the butterfly release for Alexis Wilson. The only Dolton resident was there was me. And remember, my mom came just to support me. She don't even live in Dolton.
And that was around the time.
And a lot of those videos, Sherry, a lot of them videos I had on my last page. So a lot of them videos I had to prove. But I probably downloaded. Just you give me the dates, I could pull them up. But I mean, people, they don't understand. You know,
they
listen.
Don't understand the blood and sweat that we put into this fight.
Let me say this, Vivian. The Bible says, the scripture said, one plant, one water, and God gives the increase. That's an order. You guys started from the very beginning. You built the foundation. Then others come along and build up, and that's okay. It's a body. I
say that all the time, and I say it all the time, and I believe that. I mean, I don't take nothing from nobody who has been in this fight. And I've told Vivian, and then I think I told you recently, if I was mad at everybody who didn't start this when I started, I would be talking to my four walls.
Yeah, you will.
Because I was doing a whole lot of stuff. And then when other people came to help, do you know how grateful I was? And when people would inbox me and they would have good information and they would be willing to do some leg work and stuff, all I would say was, I am so appreciative of what you're doing. Thank you for your support all the time. It's people in this chat right now, they know that.
Yeah. And she did a lot of the work. I can't take credit for anything she have done. She did a lot of the work. My work more so was I helped her with her campaign, helped her get into that seat. And I want to make sure that I help with Clean House 2025 to help get her out of that seat. That's my goal. So when people ask me, what am I doing? I'm making calls. I can't walk. I can't do that. I'm disabled. Contrary to what other folks think, I'm truly disabled. My walker is not a prop. Is what I need in order to get from A to B. So again, I am truly disabled. So I can't do a lot of things that other people that are active in the community can do because I have my own health challenges.
Well, Vivian, the world is a big stage and everybody got their role to play.
Absolutely.
You know, that's it.
And I feel like I've done a lot when it comes to being vocal, just being there at the meetings. I go to every single meeting. Because I feel like that's my duty. If I can't do nothing else, I go to every single meeting because that's my city, my village. And I want to make sure that I'm aware of what's going on in our village.
Uh-huh. Wow, this has been a beautiful conversation. Yeah, is it anything that we left out? Anything? Basically, we focus on Dalton. We didn't go on a township.
Right.
We didn't really go. We didn't go on the township.
But did you see the last live I did on the township side? So it's gonna be very interesting to see the meeting Tuesday.
But you know
Because
what? Let me say this, Vivian. I see your platform growing too. It's growing.
it is.
It's
And
growing.
you know
And you
what? Let
got
me
your
just say
own
that I've been on
supporters that
YouTube
love
for
you.
8 months.
Right.
If you look at my YouTube, I've always had YouTube
Right.
and paid for YouTube. So I'm not trying to follow after anybody else. I have my own videos. I actually just deleted a lot of videos because I recently got monetized. So since I got monetized, some of the videos that I used to post had copyright strikes. So I took all of that stuff down. But I've had my channel for over 8 months. But that's when I started posting videos when I look back. So again, I'm not trying to be like nobody else. I'm not. I'm just a resident.
That's right.
And I wish people will understand that and see what I've done. Because for anybody that asks me, what have I done? What have you done?
Yeah.
Everybody is always talking about what somebody else done. Nobody's trying to take that credit away.
But you know what? My thing is, and I put up a post. I think of yesterday. Why are black people so hostile toward one
Very,
another? I mean, we just for
very.
no reason. You'd be like, why you don't like her? Why you don't like him? I just don't like them. It's no reason. They didn't try
No
to. They don't
reason.
owe you no money.
Oh,
Just
it's
no
a
reason.
reason. People attack people for a reason. And these people not on here just trolling to be trolls. They doing something. They gotta make that money. They gotta support Tiffany for a reason. They want her in or whoever they supporting. To me, it's sick when you an adult and you don't, and this is all you can do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I haven't attacked anybody. Now I have stood strong against Tiffany Hingard, but I
Mhm.
haven't attacked anybody else. Even
Mhm.
with people saying what they have to say about me, I haven't attacked that said person. So it's counterproductive again because I haven't went there because it's I'm over it. I'm over and done with it, and nobody wants to take into account that we both were at the beginning of this. That's all we're saying. We just let you guys know how it started with Hingard, and we're
Mhm.
seeing how it's finishing with Hingard. And what we have to do is we know that we have to vote her out. I'm just
Mhm.
gonna keep saying that.
Anybody got any sense? You could look at. She's on a decline. You know, you can
Mhm.
see it. Everybody
Absolutely.
around her is falling. Could could it be possible everybody wrong? Couldn't everybody be wrong about
No,
her?
we can't all be wrong. We
Well,
when there's financial findings
Mhm.
from a attorney, a federal prosecutor, then you can't be wrong because she's not going to put her name on the line and say, "Okay, I found these findings," but then it all be false. That's not going to happen.
mhm, yeah. Well, I think we've been on here long enough. To anybody want to say anything that they didn't mention anything, Sherry or
Go,
Vivian?
Vivian, you go while I think about mine.
Okay, I just want to say that I appreciate everybody that have listened and heard me out. A lot of things I did want to say, I did get distracted, so I do apologize. But on my platform, when I'm able to speak, I don't have to deal with trolls, and when I do, I can delete them because it's counterproductive. So I do apologize for everybody for me in the beginning because this platform and this talk show was supposed to be about Tiffany Hingard and how it started. And unfortunately, I let it go there. So I do apologize for acting out and actually responding to the negative comments. But I just like to say that when this all started, Sherry is the one that did the work. She started this all, and she don't get enough congratulations, kudos, or whatever you want to call it, because a lot of people have forgotten how this fight started.
Hmm.
And without her doing the work, because she did the work, without her doing all of the work and without her sending out all the letters and talking to the media and talking to other people, we would never be where we're at today. We would still be basically being manipulated and our financials just going down in a decrease. But it's also the trustees. Without the trustees, we wouldn't be where we're at today. The trustees had a big say so in what happened in our government. So for those two, Sherry and the trustees, I thank them and I congratulate them for all of the work that they have done. Have I did a whole bunch? No, I can't. I physically, like, and mentally sometimes I can't. But when I'm able to do something to help out, even if it's just wearing this hoodie, I'm doing what I can to make sure that people understand that we have to clean house 2025 and we have to vote her out of that seat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's man. This listen, Dalton people. If y'all listen to me, y'all better get out there and vote. Cause
Yeah, and
man,
we will. I think that social media just sometimes gets a little overwhelming and people get distracted. You can always, we can get distracted, and don't feel like you have to apologize for that, Vivian, because it does get stressful and it does get hard when you're working to try to fix something and other people don't feel like you're doing enough or don't know what they're talking about or think you don't know what you're talking about. And I just feel like there are a lot of people who have done work, period, at the end of the day, a whole
Absolutely.
lot of people, and everybody has done different things. The YouTube channels bring different things. um, the people, the residents do different things. They
mm,
have specialties in what they do. The support, you got people who just support the trustees and support the people that are actually doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing. Anything that a person does, there are people who have just really come to join the fight and are positive. So it does outweigh the negative. Every now and then it does get on your nerves. I think for me, because I have been sick, I think more so than because I'm way too laid back for it. Because I really don't care.
mm-hmm,
But when I was not feeling well and stuff, you get irritable when you
Yeah.
don't feel well. So you kind of go there or whatever. But we have 18 days to get,
Yep.
get the word out there and to vote her out. It will happen.
mm-hmm,
And we just got to stay focused on Dalton. And I think I want all the residents of Dalton, because there are a lot of people in Dalton that are working and people don't know what they're doing. And they are real positive and they are doing the work. We are a community and we fought and we fought and we fought. And a lot of people wouldn't even do that. So,
No. And that's the hard part because people don't
mhm,
understand our fight. They don't understand the attacks that we had early onset when we were
mhm,
fighting this fight.
mm-hmm,
And it's just me and her and Miss Thelma, Dan Lee, Miss Mary. Like, it was a selected few that were just fighting because we knew what was going on with Tiffany
mhm,
here. So this fight has been for years, and I'm sick of fighting. That's why I can't wait until 18 more days, like she said, and then we
mhm.
just vote her out that seat. That's the
Right.
only way it can be. But again, it's sometimes things are distracted. That's why I've been staying off of Facebook.
Mhm,
Somebody, Mara asked me the other day, did I see something on Facebook? I'm like, no. I go on there, I'll post something, then I get off of it. I
mhm,
told you that, Martin,
mm-hmm,
because
mhm,
it's too distracting. And I'm not
mhm,
about to sit around and just argue with people that don't understand the value of the actual argument that we're having. It's not
mhm.
even their argument. It's not
Right.
even an argument. It's a
Mhm.
distraction. And I have no problem against Jed. I feel like we worked out what we had to do. Nobody ever took the credit away of what
But
he's
let me say
done.
this. I'm gonna say this in your defense. A lot of Jed people, y'all are messy. And you come on here, I'm gonna scorch you and I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna call you out because y'all messy. You love mess. And this ain't the channel for you. This is not the channel for you. Don't
If you
bring no
know how
mess
many
over
people
here.
I blocked because of just them trolling me, and they get mad when I call them trolls, but that's how I feel. If you're constantly on my platform saying stuff about me in a negative way, that's considered trolling to me. And I'm not gonna deal with it. I would rather block you forever than to deal with that.
Mhm. And
Because
we
at the
got
end of the day, I'm focused
mhm.
on voting her out of Dalton. That's what
Right.
my focus is.
And we do also have to realize we vote her out and we'll be able to take a deep breath and go, thank you, Jesus. But we still got to worry about, not necessarily worry about, we do realize that she'll be there until May, and she is going to ride this train until the wheels fall off. So she
Absolutely.
is still going to do stuff every single day to help lengthen her time in the pokey, but she's going to do that because she doesn't understand how not to. So she gonna have people still trying to push her. I mean, she's gonna want to recount the votes. She's gonna want to say the election was rigged. She's gonna want to say everybody and their mama voted for. I mean, it's gonna be a lot. So we understand that as well.
Yeah.
But the reality is we just got to keep it moving and do what we have to do.
Sherry,
I
let me
do.
ask you a question about
Mhm,
voting.
mhm,
So somebody texted me this yesterday.
mhm.
Do we have a mechanism in place, or whatever you want to call it, for them to go to the senior buildings and verify their votes, or are they just doing mail-in ballots?
Do they have a person? I don't know. I can't answer that question. I don't know.
Okay,
I
maybe
don't
what
know. Or I could always ask. I can always ask
yeah, because
because
somebody asked me that they just wanted to make sure that the seniors are not being manipulated inside of the actual nursing homes that you
well,
go
I
to a
will
lot.
say we definitely got a person that ain't gonna deal with no election fraud, and that's Monica Gordon. She's the new
Okay.
clerk, so
Right.
she ain't having it. And I do know for a fact because one of the things I did last year was I got in touch with the election board and I let them know my concerns about what was going on
Mm-hmm.
within Dolton. During the election cycle, so they could put people in place. And so that's why we had the Cook County sheriffs out and waiting and watching for
Yeah.
any of her people to do the wrong thing. So
Yeah.
we've more people have signed up to be election judges. We got more poll watchers and things of that nature than usual. So yeah, it's not going to be easy for anybody to come in and do the wrong thing when it comes to the
Okay.
election. Not
Yeah.
in Dalton. And with the early voting, it sometimes I know it's usually been at the Gloria Taylor Center in Harvey. Markham Courthouse is one place, but a lot of people don't want to go there because you got to go through all the metal detectors and all that stuff. And then Calumet City Library is the big place for early voting.
Okay.
Um,
What time do the
so
polls open on Monday? Do you know?
I do not, but
Okay.
usually isn't it 7?
I was thinking that.
Between 7 and 9, but we'll find out and we'll make sure it's all put out and posted. I do know, I don't know if Gloria Taylor Center starts on the 10th or not, but I know Calumet City Library definitely
Okay.
is the 10th. I know a lot of people from Dalton go there. It's easier, it's closer for me to go to Gloria Taylor Center actually to early vote,
Mm-hmm.
because that's closer to me. But
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Nope,
Okay.
I just wanted that clarification for anybody that that's voting that might need an absentee ballot or something to be certified. So thank you.
All right, Sherry.
Mhm.
I hope y'all knocking on doors.
They are, and I don't
Okay.
know why people think they're not.
Oh, okay.
I mean, and another thing too with the Clean House 2025, they don't have cameras in their face all
Right.
day, every day, saying to people, this is what I did, this
Right.
is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing. They are really talking to the residents. They have a whole campaign office with people volunteering, coming in,
Yeah.
doing the work. They are. I mean, but I think that people feel like they want people from the Clean House 2025 camp to get on Dalton politics and just give a play-by-play of what they're doing, but they don't have time for that. And I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Just like even now, and on Dalton politics, the reality is 90% of the people, um, although everybody is important and what they have to say is important, they're just not Dalton residents. So when it comes to that voting thing, can't really be worried about updating people on social media.
Right.
We
'Cause they're
cannot.
not
Now we have a
on.
resident group where 100% of the people are Dalton residents. Now, if
Yeah.
we want to do something like that in there, okay, but definitely we can't worry about it on Dalton politics or Dalton politics or
And that's
Thornton
how I met
Township this and
Sherry,
that.
through the residence group. So
Hmm.
that group, they had already started it, and I
Hmm.
was
For
I
real,
was
so
I was
again,
fighting alongside of
and
myself.
and me saying that is not saying, because everybody is, and I personally, like I say, the people who help me the most, actually, that I deal with on a daily basis, they're not residents.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They aren't. So I truly 100% appreciate people that are not residents. I appreciate everybody who is doing the work or is helping or
Yep.
is being positive and supporting us. The trolls, or what you want to call trolls, or what we call trolls, I call uneducated people. We can't help that. We can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can't, be worried about that type of stuff. And we just have to make sure the next person that represents us knows how to speak, is not a thief, is willing to compromise and work with the residents,
That's it.
take
That's
care of
it.
our needs. And
That's it.
that's it. That's all.
That's it. Huh?
Absolutely.
All right, people. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. That's what we do over here, people. So all y'all little messy people, go back where you've been watching that. We don't need you over here.
Yeah.
We
And
don't
I,
need you
I
over
blocked
here.
them all anyway. So
We don't
anybody
need
that
you
has
over here. I
something to
don't
say,
want you.
block them.
Trust me. I need some folks that's willing to have an intellectual conversation,
Yeah.
that we trying to learn something, that we trying to elevate black people, black men and women. That's what I'm all about. I ain't about that other stuff, who slept with who, or who shot, all that other. I don't want to hear none of that. When we come here, we want to talk about some positive things and where we're going. And
Yeah.
that's what it's all about, people. That's all what it's about. Well, you can go, if you want to watch, if you need some entertainment, go on and put in the DVD or something. Go to your whatever you got in your cable and get you
Mhm.
some entertainment. I'm not your entertainment. And I
Well,
just tell people,
at the end of the day, those
yeah,
people have to deal with the man upstairs and
uh-huh,
the things that they doing, because when you attack people, um, that you don't know, and you don't know their story or know what's really going on for whatever reason, you got to deal with that. Not, and then when things not going right for you, just think about what you do to people who have done nothing to you. And to me, when you're attacking people that are already being attacked and beat up, and at the end of the day, what we're doing, it can help any and everybody at some point, hopefully, because maybe what we do might put some measures in place to stop stuff like this from happening, all around. So
Exactly.
at the end of the day, if people want to be trolls and talk stuff, you don't know who you're dealing with. And at the end of the day, all masks will come off your face.
Yeah.
People who think they hiding behind the keyboard
mm-hmm,
boards, uh, I just feel like at some point you'll be revealed too. And then
Mhm.
you just not going, things are not going to go right.
mm-hmm.
They just
That's
not.
that's right. That's right. All right. So this is a no nonsense channel over here, man.
Listen, I
And
appreciate you.
yeah, listen, I appreciate you all.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for coming on tonight.
No, thank
You know,
you.
and let me
I
tell
had
y'all something.
fun.
I want to share something with you guys. I'm no longer going to allow you guys to call in my show, especially for those that don't support me. And some of the worstest callers I ever had are the ones that don't support me, Sherry. They get on here, they want to debate with me, they want to debate
Mm,
with the panel, but they don't share the video, they don't like it, they don't get no money, none of that. They just want to
Mhm.
come on here and cause hell, if I may use.
Absolutely.
That's all they want to do. I had
mm.
one troll on here tell me, only reason why these people on here is because I'm on here. Now I'm like, man, dude, you act like I just started YouTube. I ain't just started this.
Apparently, only certain people can and have a YouTube channel. I don't get it either because we
I
all
mean, everybody I look at is different. Like
everybody have a
your
different viewpoint on
different
what's going on.
platform on how they do things.
What
Right.
It's not
Sherry
even
can
about
say
her.
about Dolton, Vivian can't say about Dolton because I didn't do the work that she did. I did my own work. I have my own intro into this story, just like she have her a very powerful role into this story.
But
So
here's the thing though, Martin, your
Yeah.
platform is how you do things.
Mm.
Vivian, your platform is how you do things, and I even like your platform with your friend. Y'all have a awesome when y'all go together. It's awesome. I
thank you.
mean, all in the queue. Stop. She gets it out there. What she does is she'll break down. She put together. She walked people through how to do a FOIA.
Yeah.
Who reads that?
She does
Hannibal.
real content.
Hannibal has always went after
Yes.
politicians and people that are scamming, advocating, investigate. They've done some great work.
Yeah.
I mean, Cooking with Frank, he brings the humor to it.
I love him.
Just doing nails, the research is on point.
Yes.
Okay, and then there's one lady, I love her. What is it? Eve J9.
I am J9 Eve.
I am J9. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, she is absolutely great. Now there's even more. I love Judge Petty. Judge Petty, the work that she does great. Pink Book Lessons, great. Public Ops TV, AK Cole. It's so many that are great and they're different. Everybody is room for everybody.
It totally is.
Tell the truth. And
my content is not always about the village of Dolton or Thornton Township. I'm not always about political stuff. I share other stuff.
Making your jewelry.
Absolutely. I make jewelry.
Then not only that, this is the Dolton stuff is not going to last forever.
Yeah,
so everybody needs to put together their stuff and you know, put their channels together so they'll be able to do other things.
Tell them, Sherry.
You know what I mean?
Tell them.
Yeah, you have to be able to do different.
And you've always done everything.
Everything.
Crime chasers. Like that's how I found him.
No. So I don't even worry about this. See, these YouTubers, they don't know me.
No.
They think I'm just a fly by night. I just came up on the scene.
They don't know me either.
I said, y'all better go to my Facebook page and go back 10 years and say you could see who I am. I ain't just started this. You know, I was before the Kanika Jenkins.
You're right. Cafe of Knowledge. She is the best.
She's good too. Yeah, I like her too.
I love her.
I like her too. Yeah, I like her too.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of people that are good, and it's so many. Sometimes like because I was sick, I watch a few and go, but now it's a lot. I'm like a lot of stuff I can't watch because it's just too much, and you can't. You got other things to do, and it's still cool to watch. I mean, I honestly feel like
Lady Luck Club.
Lady Luck Club. Come on with them, y'all. It's a whole bunch of them. Cooking with Frank. I think I said those. Cooking with Frank. I love Cooking with Frank. He keeps me cracking up. I even like stories. AG Tactical. He's good. And I believe he was watching Hannibal. And that's how he got started on doing his stuff. It is so
Hannibal inspired me too. Remember, I did an interview with Hannibal when very early on. A lot of people probably don't know that, but I did an interview with Hannibal, and
Hannibal
had a lot of views, and that's how a lot of people knew who I was and knew my story because of that interview I did with Hannibal. I did WVON with David Seaton.
Yep, you did.
A lot of people don't know that, but I was on the radio station with David Seaton and did a segment with him about Dolton. So it's not like I don't have a place.
Yeah,
absolutely. Nathan Lawyer is really good.
Yeah,
but it's a lot of people that have platforms that are going to be different. Nobody's going to be the same. Whatever you say on your platform, we're not going to say. We're not going to keep repeating it. We're gonna have our own voice.
See, but what they ain't not gonna do, you're not gonna come on here and turn the narrative about you. We know what we want to talk about. See, that's what they do, Vivian. I learned a lot of people, they'll jump in front of something and make it all about them.
Just me. That's a good one. All great. And Some of them have actually really wanted to help us get some justice.
And they have.
In the village
Shawani
of
Burns,
Dolton.
remember her too. She's been.
Shawan Burns. Yeah, she was one of the ones. Now,
Yep.
And some of these people that I'm naming, I actually speak to. This is not, just looking at their channels. I've actually spoken to them and they've asked, how can we help? What can we do? You know what I'm saying? And again, building their platforms are great. Like I saw one person's platform and I was like, because I don't do a whole lot of platforms or anything like that. And I wanted to go on that platform. I was like, because they have it together. I mean, like I say, Hannibal is the one who actually put it out there that I was bullied. And a man from Colorado,
Yes.
a whole man from Colorado called state reps, called the FBI, called everybody and was saying, how can you let government employees of the township bully residents? So
yeah. We've been through a lot. We've gotten beat up a lot throughout this fight, but we still fighting.
That's right.
And we know what we have to do at the end of the day, which is vote her out of that seat.
Yeah, and we're going to do that. I mean, and I do understand, don't get me wrong, I do understand why people feel a little worried. And nobody says she doesn't have support, because she does have support, but she ain't got enough support. I just came through Dolton. She put up the post of her mother's block with all of the signs. Listen, y'all, you never see yard signs on Sibley Boulevard. Clean house 2025. I live on the west side. They don't even vote on the west side. It's clean house 2025 signs on the west side.
People ready. You do have the couple that are like, well, Tiffany supports me. She pays for everything I need. Like, so you have the people that really depend on her, that think that everything that she's giving them is free, and they don't understand the financials and what's going on in the village of Dolton. So even with me educating them.
Listen, Jason has helped people financially who have got up to that podium and clowned the trustees.
Absolutely.
And I know he have.
Absolutely. And
so let's, at the end of the day, people are going to do what they're going to do, but we got this. We got this.
Absolutely.
We got this.
All right.
It's been a hard fight. One of the hardest fights ever. I think I'm gonna write a book after this.
I think I'm a broadcast live from Jason Howe's campaign. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
You coming to the tea with the trustees tomorrow?
No. I'm working, baby. Listen, this YouTube don't pay my bills. Listen, y'all.
Gotta work. But the only thing about tea with the trustees, they don't want people broadcasting from there, because the residents, we just want that to ourselves. We don't want that.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody involved in that.
You're right. Because everything is not for social media, people. Everything is not for social media. Some things, I was hearing a man on here the other day talking about he had sex with somebody. That's terrible. That's a terrible thing to say. That's personal.
I saw that.
Yeah, that was Share another man on here talking about who he had sex with. I'm not gonna mention their name. That's just too personal.
Yeah, I saw that.
Personal.
What that got to do with this?
I know. That's what I'm saying. But
I saw it.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
Man.
It was terrible.
And I know the person. I was like, man, I wish I could have his. I didn't have his phone number. I'd have called. I said, man, what are you doing? It should not have been
said. It was so corny the way that they did it too. It was corny.
Yeah. And they ain't nothing but the devil. I ain't never seen nothing in my life like that. In my life, I'm telling you, nothing like that.
But you know who's pulling strings behind all of that.
Yeah.
Stuff, so.
But people do anything for money. Anything for money.
Absolutely.
But Sherry, I appreciate you guys. I'm getting out, finna go to get me some apples and oranges. I'm going to Jules when I leave here. I'm finna give me some apples. That's what I got to taste for. I already had me some of that.
Listen, I got a whole bag of blueberries right here.
All right, you eating good. You trying?
I gotta eat healthy. I gotta stay here.
But
I'm still drinking my little orange juice.
Look, people trying to count me out, so I gotta count me in.
Listen.
And I'm here to watch the Kardashians.
Hey, Vivian, I always tell them they got to be careful when they dig in the grave for you. You might be standing over them looking down in the grave at them.
Hello.
You got to be
Hello.
careful, people. You got
Hello.
to be
I'm just
careful.
doing my part. I don't know what I did wrong to
Don't worry
anybody,
about it, Viv.
but
Listen,
I'm
you're
just
not
trying to
going to
do
be
my
able to.
part.
You're not going to be able to please everybody. I've been
Okay.
listen. When I first started doing that crime chasing stuff, man, I was a bum, dusty, go get a job. I was everything in the name of the book. But
Yeah.
guess what? As soon as one of their family members killed, Martin, I follow you, I watch you. Do you know
Mm-hmm.
anything about happening over there on 63rd and Halsted?
Yeah.
That's what they do. So I always tell people, be careful how you treat the crime chasers. You just might need them.
Absolutely.
And I don't forget.
I don't think anybody's gonna need me, so I can't wait for this to be over so I can just fade back into the back. This is what I do. This is my reality.
Me too.
It's being in my room in my
Me
own
too.
peace.
All
I
right.
just want to be
I don't have time
home by
for this.
myself, lonely, like they say I am.
Oh no, they.
I love being
But you know
lonely.
what? Let me see. That doesn't even
I'm
matter.
still healing, so I don't have time for a man. I'm good.
Listen, y'all.
I
Listen.
don't care.
Why are people always concerned about who sleep with who or who if they got somebody? That's not your business. That's supposed to be personal.
Yeah.
For real. You know, I'm not worried
It
about
was
who
messy. I
who
didn't agree
lonely.
with it.
No,
I didn't like
but
it.
I tell you one thing, they better not come on here with that. I'm telling you. I'm giving
Mm-hmm.
you a forewarning. You come on here with that messy stuff, I'm gonna send you right back where you come from. I'm
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
telling you, and I know
you
you ain't
have
coming here
to.
because
You have to,
yeah,
because we gonna all be all right. You
yeah,
know, when this is all over with, next year we won't be doing this. People
No,
won't
yeah,
be doing this.
no.
yeah. I'm still.
And the people that are in the comments, they won't even exist in my life after February 25th.
Uh,
So it doesn't even matter.
all right,
Yeah.
y'all. Before y'all get off this live, make sure you hit that like button on YouTube. I need them likes up. Hit them likes, likes,
Absolutely.
likes,
Right.
like. Even if you're an enemy, hit the like this time.
I'm gonna like it after it's done. Look.
Yeah. All right. We appreciate. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna
No,
go get me
thank
some
you.
good. We was on here for 3 hours. 2 hours and
Yeah.
45
Ooh,
minutes. Yeah.
Lord, almost
And
3 hours.
anybody that asks for my YouTube is your face. I think it's Vivian Allen.
Vivian, put it in the message.
I don't
Put it.
know it. I can't put it in the chat because I don't know about her.
All right. Well, when you
That's the
get a
thing.
chance when it's over, you can put it in. Yeah.
I'll put it when it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Just put it in
anybody
over. Yeah.
that want to follow me.
Do that. Follow Vivian. She got good content.
I have
Good
my own
content.
content,
But
so
it's good because see,
yeah,
you was the only one at the meeting the other day, the little
I
special
will.
meeting. And I was watching because I didn't know nothing was going on. I said, "Ooh, okay, that's what's going on." That's how
Yeah,
Hey,
everybody got the news that Kamala got fired. Up,
absolutely.
yes,
yeah,
him and
right off.
William Moore.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
pray for me no more.
Oh,
The
that's the one, huh?
mhm,
Yes.
When Jason said, "Don't pray for me no
Yeah.
more."
the devil
Oh,
preacher.
yeah, I know who that is. I
Yeah.
Sherry, we met him a while back. Yeah,
hmm The devil
yeah.
preacher.
Ooh, ooh, you called him out, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-uh. Oh,
So
Yep, he's
wow.
the devil preacher. And just pay attention to we got what I do is every day, and I've been doing it since day 40, I want to say. I just pull up something from the past so
that she's
people can
done.
see, why we are where we are.
Yeah.
Mhm. Good.
Yeah.
Well, I think somebody read in the comments. They said that they didn't know you was that deep. You just started this. They didn't know that. A lot of people don't know that.
So again, I don't even acknowledge or not. All I'm gonna tell you is I'm gonna do the work and keep doing the work. It's a whole lot of people, and Vivian too. She was at the campaign office, and as soon as she saw that everything was going wrong, she was, on it. So everybody, I mean, people today, people yesterday, people 3 years ago, people 4 years ago. Hey, we a team.
We all
So
are.
we got to
That's
It's
put
a
right.
everything
movement.
in the
It's a
pot to make
movement.
soup.
That's right.
You can't just say,
It's a
it can't be
movement.
just Sherry. It can't just be Valerie. It can't just be the clerk. It can't just be Dr. Nikita. It can't just be Stephanie. It can't be Vivian. Just can't be all of us. It's everybody.
No.
Anybody who said, "Hey, something ain't right. Let me help out." It's all good for me. Now I
Mhm.
can't make everybody else feel that way, but that's the way I feel, and it's just the way I feel. And I try to stay humble because I haven't always been humble in my life, But now I'm at the age where, it just makes sense to be humble.
Absolutely.
I would pop off. I'd be ready. If this was 10 years ago, I would have had people in the chat giving them my address. Let's do this, or asking them theirs. You
I'm
know
just
what? I know how to do it all. I've been to the
18
gun
days.
range, and I know how to use these,
Absolutely. 18.
all of it, and I know how to use this and this the right way. So at the end of the day, I'm willing to have a conversation. You know what I
I am too.
mean?
Anybody that would like to address me, I'm definitely always at the meetings, but
Mm-hmm.
you can always inbox me and we can definitely have a conversation. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna give out my personal phone number, but I'm definitely I've had people email me about certain issues, and when I explained what my side of the story was, I have the email proof that they was like, okay, I didn't see that, I didn't know that. So it's a lot of miscommunication going on out here. So anything that anybody gonna ask about me and my story and what I have to do with it, I'll definitely be able to answer them and show them proof of where I came in this story and where I'm ending in this story,
I
which is
ain't doing
actually my
that,
goal.
Vivian. Sherry ain't doing
Oh,
that.
y'all,
They
y'all
keep
know who
sending
y'all
that on
forget.
Wednesday.
Y'all forgot Mr. Minion with the opinion.
We
Oh
said that.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said minion with
you
a pen.
said
You wasn't
you said
listening.
it.
Yeah,
I
okay,
did.
okay. You did, okay.
I did. I love
Okay.
him. I'm gonna go on his live soon too.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, Crash.
He
I went
came on
on
my
there.
live one day. I said, I know that voice. I said, I know that voice. He was just going, I said, I know that voice because I've watched his live. So
Yeah,
I be peeping in, and when they get too messy, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'm gone. I'm gone.
But you
yeah,
know what? Him
Yeah.
and Cooking with Frank to me are the best ones that get her together.
yeah,
And it's funny to me. I'm sorry, I laugh at all of it. I mean, rolling laughing
yeah. That
because
content
it
is good.
is funny. I laugh at him all the time. And he's good, and he's very intelligent.
Very,
I have spoken to him as well. He's very intelligent.
very. I think he used to do something when it came to government, where he resides.
Probably, but he is very intelligent.
Yeah.
Look, he got me together for Kiana's prom, though. He told me I could have did a little better with the hairdo and all that, but I still love him.
You was fine.
He said, "Hey, you could have got that together." I said, "Yeah, but you just saw me after I was sweating and dancing and having a good time and cocktailing."
Listen.
But yeah, yeah, we good, and there's a whole lot of people out here doing the work, and we just gonna leave it at that. I mean, I think the problem is everybody is doing the work, but they can't be you can't get too involved in what somebody else is doing. And
Right, right.
I look at it like, oh, hey, you doing that? Good, great. Do what you're doing and leave me
Yeah.
alone. Let me do what I'm doing. That's the way
Yeah.
I feel about it.
People,
I don't
I write
care.
letters. I write emails when we get together as a group, and we write certain emails.
I'm here
I
just to
do my
support.
part.
I'm here to support. I believe in the Bible. The Bible said the greatest one among you, let him be the servant of all. I'm here to serve, not to be served. I'm here to serve.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm here to do. And somebody called me the blueprint.
Yeah, but and that's the thing too. I'm not anything. I'm not an activist. I'm not a
Yeah.
politician. I'm just a resident who decided to step up because, and then it wasn't like I just said, I'm finna do this. No, people was calling me, senior citizens that live in the town that I live in, and asking me questions. And because I have worked, I have worked for the village of Dolton. I knew certain things, and and I had a relationship with the trustees because I reached out to them. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like I just was best friends with them. I reached out with them and I asked them questions. And a lot of people sometimes don't feel like they can do that with politicians.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they just expect, it's not like they're going to be at your doorstep or calling you every 15 minutes. It doesn't work that way. So that's what happened with me. It wasn't like I just decided to be this superhero or tried
But
to
you
be
are
one. I didn't try to be
superhero,
nothing but
super
a
Sherry.
person, a super person, or whatever you want to call it.
You
I
did
just
that.
tried to be, if somebody asked me to do something, I'm good. We good. Everybody is good. Let's just get this,
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
almost said a bad word. I see I was finna get in trouble.
Let's get
Let's
this.
just get this young lady out of office. and do what we got to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we have to do.
18 days.
But again, like I say, I'm very, very laid back, but I'm not a pushover. And about the only way I'm gonna be bullied is online.
Yeah.
Because other than that, it ain't gonna happen.
Not in my face.
Mm-mm.
Well, ladies, can we leave now?
Yeah, we can. You have a
Yes,
blessed
sure.
night.
Listen, all right, let me get my closing remarks. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited, tell the truth. And what? Shame the devil. I love being black. This Black History Month, I don't want to see none of y'all celebrating St. Patrick's Day or Mexico's Independence Day. You got T-shirts and balloons and hats, and I have not yet seen some of y'all celebrating Black History Month, and you look like me.
I'm going to give me a
on you.
dashiki tomorrow.
Yeah, that's all right. Anything to represent. Show some love to your people. Don't tolerate your people. Celebrate them. We've made a great contribution in this country, not only in this country, to the whole entire world, black folks.
Yeah. Oh, give out the vote clean. What is it? Vote House 2025 is the campaign's website if you guys want to make donations to Clean House 2025. So just so people know, if you want to donate to the trustees and Jason's run for mayor as in their trustee re-election, then go to Vote House 2025, and that way you guys can go on there, show support, donate if you want to donate, or do anything. You can volunteer. We definitely need volunteers. We still have 18 days left, so if people want to go out and walk the streets with the trustees,
can't they donate through Act Blue as well?
Possibly.
Yeah.
How do you spell it? Is that a website? I've never went on that one.
Yeah. It's a donation website. It's a secure donation.
Get them the link, or you had to.
I don't have it, but we'll get it
post
in there.
It. Okay. Yeah.
You can always go back and post it in there, people. Post it. Okay. We said everything.
Yes, sir. We
and the church says, "Amen."
Amen. Bye, Sherry.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
All right.